All right, we are live. This is the Joe Wentz Project TV broadcast, and we are back again this Friday. It is November the 2nd. Halloween is over. The holiday season has officially started, and I'm here with some very great friends. Mr. BHB Jr., also known as Bruce, Mr. Jason Wade, Mr. Jim Guidry from Shreveport, and Mr. R2R3 Lockingnut, the virtuoso from Chicago. How are y'all doing, gentlemen? Yeah.
Doing wonderful.
Doing great, man.
Doing great, man.
Thank y'all for being here, man. Thank y'all for being here so much. I hope everybody's doing well. Well, I can tell you, man, we had a big dinner tonight, man. I cooked steaks on the grill. Let's see, mashed potatoes and gravy, mac and cheese, some wings, some boneless wings, a salad. And about 5 beers to go along with it, man. Oh, boy. Woo! It was enough. It was fit for a king, I tell you.
Right
man.
On.
So, yeah, I'm in good shape, man. I'm ready to go. Ready to rock and roll.
Right on.
Ready to rock and roll. Oh, man.
Hey, I see you got your chairs.
Oh, Zeke sent me.
All right. Johnny Bean's here, man. Hey, Johnny.
Johnny Bean. Everybody.
Hey.
Mitch Heyman, Dry Heat.
Hey.
Anybody want to read off who's in the chat here?
Hey, y'all go
Bruce?
ahead. If anybody wants to, please go ahead.
I think I did it last time, but I'll do it again. I don't care. I can scroll from the top. Maybe there's
Do it to it. Do it to it, Bruce.
What's that?
I said, do it to it.
There was like a 40-minute conversation between Scotty G, Big Dan Hall, and Guitar Girl earlier in the beginning of the chat. I could see it all here. Give me a man. Give me 10 more minutes. Hold on, I'm almost through it. They were talking up the chat. They were like just having a good old time. All right, and we finally got it down. So we got the Scotty G, we got Big Dan Hall, we got Guitar Girl, which I think she might have went to bed, and we got Pooh Ninja in the house. And he jumped in there, and we still got more. We got Mr. BHB Jr. Who's that? That's me. All right. And we got Larry Riker is coming to visit. Going, Larry. R2R3 Lockingnut. He's also
I love that guy.
And man, we got man, where's everybody else at? I lost you guys. I don't know. All right, we got Bozique showed up. Right on. Got more Larry Riker, more Scotty G, more R2. Bozique's in the house. Dry Heat 480. How's it going, man? Jason.
Yeah.
What's up?
He's here double time. All right. And we have Johnny Bean also in the house. Spanky McAllister. How's it going, man?
Hey, gay.
Yeah. Let's see.
Soda Pop, Big Dan Hall.
Lazy plays guitar.
Pooh Ninja says, read fast.
Mitch Hammond. If I read too fast, I'll read the same names like 50 times in a row. Got Jim Guidry. All right.
That guy's cool, too.
I think we caught about everybody right now until more starts showing up. But that's everybody. That's all our peeps hanging out with us tonight.
Awesome. Thank you.
Welcome, everybody.
For being here. Yes, welcome, everybody. Mitch Heyman, it was good to see you on EJ's chat, man, the other night. Sure I didn't know that was you for a few minutes. I was, going down the road, and I was kind of glancing a little bit, and I was like, who was that gentleman? And I had to tap the screen to see the title again, and it said EJ's talking with Mitch Heyman. I said, oh, I didn't know that was Mitch Heyman.
Yeah.
And I'm going to segue into this, and I think Mr. Jason Wade knows where I'm going with this. And he played his Yamaha is it the TH10? Is that right, Jason?
THR10. Yeah.
THR10. Okay, and so he was playing that, and I was like, that sounds incredible, So I immediately sent Jason a message because Jason has the same model, and I said, dude, I got to put that in my shopping cart, man.
We love that.
Yeah.
We love
and I said, I
got
got to put that in my
that's a cool little unit, Joe. I think Jason knows more about it.
Thanks, Jimbo. Yeah.
But Jason, you can tweak those off the software, right? You can tweak all the effects.
Yes, correct. You can.
But you can still use it right out of the box, correct?
Correct. Yeah, you have it has like I said last night, it's got 5 presets that come with it, 5 little black buttons on top. Then you've got all the knobs, and it's the regular stuff. You know, you got your equalizer, you got your max, your gain. You got several different settings from power 2, brown 1, brown 2, southern something, and then it goes to clean. You can use it for a bass or acoustic sounds, and that's on the X version as well. But if you open up the THR editor software that comes with it, then you can tweak it even more from the inside as far as that. Plus, it comes with a Cubase 9.5 DAW.
Software?
Yeah,
Recording software?
Mhm.
Oh,
cool.
wow. Bozique says he says I actually prefer the brown sound on the Boss Katana series than the Yamaha, but the Yamaha TH10X has 2 brown sounds.
Mhm.
Wow, yeah.
It's brown 1 and brown 2.
Hey, Jason, is that Steinberg? Is that a I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
Is that like this? That is Steinberg recording software, right?
Correct.
It comes up,
Mhm.
okay. Yeah, because I got a Yamaha mixer that came with that, and I could never get it to work. You know,
Mm-hmm.
did you have any trouble with getting it all to?
No, I haven't had any trouble with it. Now, I have the Studio 1.4 software that came with my Presonus, and I have gotten used to it, so I use it more than I use this Cubase as far as that goes. But I opened it up and messed with it a little bit. It seems to be really basic compared to the Studio 1.4 as far as that goes. I mean, it's just
Gotcha.
it's similar to Reaper. You know what I'm saying? Just real plain Jane looking. Whereas Studio One has got all the bells and whistles. It seems like it's pretty tough to figure out, but if you stay with it, it's good software.
Yeah, I even contacted Yamaha. You know, I went to Yamaha trying to get it to work, and I never could get the drivers to work. You know, so I was just curious.
No, that's fine.
Now I noticed that you have the green one, Jason, and Mr. Heyman had the green one. I noticed when I was looking online, they had the green one and they have like a cream colored one. Is that 2 different?
It's 3. There's 3
ones,
different
or is
yeah.
3 different
oh,
ones.
is there?
There's the green one, which is the X model, and that's what they call, or they prefer to, use as the metal version. It's more metal, high gain amp.
Okay.
Then there's a middle one, step down from that, or step sideways. Not necessarily step down, but a step sideways. You've got like a blue or black one, and it's more for like bluesy classic rock tones. Not so much high gain. And then you've got the original one, which is the cream one, just the THR10.
Cream one.
Right.
Now,
And
Jason, that's the one that 708 has, right? Jay Hannon, he has the cream one.
Correct. He's got the 5. He doesn't have the 10. He has the 5 because it comes in the 5 as well in the cream version. And it's
you get some nice sweet sounds out of that.
They're good little amps. I mean, from what I've heard and watched on YouTube, and what I've experienced with this X, I mean, I'm very pleased with it as far as that goes.
Which one you have? You have the
I have the green one, the X.
Yeah. Okay.
The high
Yeah,
gain one.
Mitch Heyman just commented a minute ago. He said that you got the THR10 and the THR10X.
And the THR10C is the
okay.
C.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Yeah, so the X is just like for heavier tones. I guess if you're looking for something
correct high
in
gain.
the metal. Yeah,
and that's usually what I play, as far as that goes with the PV. Everything pretty much I've got is high gain stuff because that's my taste.
Yeah.
Right on.
That's what I would want too. I love the high gain stuff.
Mitch
he
Heyman
says,
also, check out Cameron Cooper. He's
man,
big proponent of that particular.
He's amazing. He is an amazing guitar player, man.
Oh yeah. But Joe, you get some good sounds out of that cube, man. That Roland cube.
The microcube right there.
Microcube,
it does good for what it is, and the Boss Katana 100-watt head that you can barely see right here, and then if you go down here, that's the 5150 head, and then here is the cabinet. But up here is the I love the Boss Katana head. I love it. I love the microcube. But y'all know, man, we're all in this community together. You know what it's like when you want to chase tones. You know,
Exactly.
guitar players, and it's like when Jason would send me those clips of songs he's done. I was like, my God, where are you dialing in to get that tone? And he said, it's the Yamaha, man. And I was like, oh my God. Then Mitch Heyman was playing on EJ's channel, and I was like, good God. And it was just. And Jason, you said you got yours tweaked a little differently, right?
Right. Now, what I did was I went to Cameron Cooper's YouTube channel, and I watched dang near all of his videos that had anything to do with this particular amp. And he shares a lot of his settings, from Steve Vai settings to Eddie Van Halen settings. And there's another guy, Gus somebody. I'm not familiar with him, but he shares his settings too, and other stuff that he's personal settings. And my settings that you like so much are his Eddie Van Halen settings. As much as he would share, he does have one particular tone that he gave you just about everything except for the amp model, and said, you'll have to guess at that. I'm not going to give that away.
I wonder why they do that. Why is it such a big secret?
Yeah,
I don't understand that.
Because there's only 4 amp models in that particular software that you can change it to, so you got 1 out of 4 chances to get it right. But anyway, I mean, then I went through his particular Eddie Van Halen settings and tweaked it just a little bit to my liking. And then that's what I play with. I saved it on the board.
Nice.
Also, can you hook that Yamaha up to is it just strictly for going into a laptop, or can I hook it up to this cabinet?
Yeah, you can hook it up.
Can you do it?
Well, it's got a line out. Let's see here. Hold on just one second. Let me grab it.
Yeah, does it have like a speaker out, or?
It's got the headphone jack out that I've got running into the back of my interface, which is then running into my monitors.
Bozic says no, you can't, Joe. He says no, you can't run into the cabinet.
Oh,
but
okay.
That's the difference with the Katana, I guess, right?
Right.
I guess so.
Yeah.
I was just curious.
Yeah, it's basically just got the guitar cord, the guitar cord input. It's got the headphone input, and then on the back, it's got the interface input.
But for recording, though, it's perfect.
Oh yeah, I mean, you could run it straight into your computer and still get those same tones.
Right. It's interesting.
There you go, Joe.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm thinking about it. I'm just what I do like about the microcube is I can go and I sent Jason a video of how I go when I do my live setup. This goes into the these Zoom R8 up here up top that you can't see, but that's what I use when I'm going live on YouTube playing with backing tracks. So I was like, well, I wonder if I can use that. What I'm going out of on the microcube it's just what is it? Like an aux out or whatever coming out, and it goes to the Zoom R8. So that Yamaha, I guess it would have to have something like that, right? A line out or something, instead of going straight into a laptop. I'm wondering if I could go into that. I don't know. I have to look at some pictures of it look at the back of it, check it out.
I have to
get some more.
Bozic said they'll make that an option in the next model.
Yeah, I think they should. Yeah.
Can you see the back of this?
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah. Okay, so that's basically you got your power and your interface, USB on the back. Mm-hmm. Now on the top, you've got your guitar jack and your headphone jack and an aux.
Oh, but you got that aux out will work. Okay, that's what I need.
All right. Yeah. And then the knobs, you have your controls here where you can, if I can sort of see this. See my finger? Woo! All right. This one controls, like if you did the aux out to a phone and played music along with it and was playing along with your iPhone or something, like a track on your iPhone, you can control the volume of the track with that knob.
Oh, nice.
This one controls the volume of the actual guitar along with that, as far as that goes. And then going, let me get this right. Going this way, you've got your effects here. your 3-band equalizer, your master, your gain, and then you've got all your different
Effects.
well, not necessarily effects, but the simulations, the Brown.
Oh, I got you. Yeah.
Let me get it a little bit closer. You might be able to read it. You got Brown Power 2, Brown 1, Brown 2. That's Southern Rock, and then those 3 on the left are clean, flat, and bass, I think.
Oh, thank you, Jason. That's interesting, man. Hey, Fender Guru, how are you, man? Thank you for joining.
Hey, Andrew.
What's going on, man?
Let's see. Scotty G says, so it's got an aux in and a headphone out.
Yes, correct. And I don't use the aux in, but I use the headphone out to go into the back of my Personas with a 1/4-inch, half-inch adapter, or 3/8 half-inch adapter.
Which Personas do you have, Jason?
He's got the same one we do, I think.
Yeah, the Audiobox USB 96.
96, yeah, that's what we got.
That's it. Yeah, you know what's interesting is if I use the Beat Buddy, you know, let's say if Alex not around, so I'm gonna use the Beat Buddy, right? And if I go into the Personas, I can input 1 or 2, whatever. I have to come out of the headphone out because if I come out of the regular out of the Beat Buddy, it's so you can't turn the input down on the Personas.
Yeah, too much gain.
Right. So I have to use the headphone output and put it about 65% or whatever, But yeah. Okay, well, that's not the only one with that.
Yeah, you're not the only one.
Okay, I got you, brother. Yeah. You had that problem, Joe?
No, I've never tried using the Personas on like what you're doing. I've never done it that way. I just went direct recording onto the Studio One software.
Right.
Just go in and just take the USB that comes out the back and go on the side of the laptop and record direct. That way, I've never had an issue. But I've never tried going live like with how you do.
Well, yeah, we're instead of using my old mixer, we're using that Personas as a mixer basically for a two input mixer, and it works well. I mean, I'm going through the Studio One software, but it's not recording. It's just monitoring, what I'm trying to say. But but it works good for that. It's just if you use the Beat Buddy, you can't use the output. Now on the rolling drums, you can come out of the output and go into the Personas with no problem. I've tried. We've tried the headphone out into the Personas, but it's not near as clean and powerful as to the output. So.
Wow.
What about you, Mr. Bruce?
Yamaha.
You ever mess with any of the Yamaha stuff?
No, but I was looking at that same Yamaha little amp because that thing looks like I just hear nothing but good about it from everybody.
I do too.
Yeah. And it's like it's pushing me. I'm in that direction, leaning like, man, maybe this is what I need to get. Because being a home player, that's cool for me. I could.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, it would work great for me. Yeah. Go ahead, Mr. R2. What was you going to say? I'm sorry. I didn't.
No, I was just asking Yamaha. No, sorry, man. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, you good.
Yamaha is owned by Line 6 or the other way around? Am I correct?
Yeah, the way around. Yamaha owns Line 6.
Line 6, okay. Well, there you go, man.
Yeah, Yamaha. They make everything from dirt bikes to amps, I guess.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, what do you think there, Jimbo?
Think about what?
You think the Yamaha is worth messing with? Is that going to be on our Christmas list, or are we going to bypass it?
No, I don't have a Christmas list this year. I think last year pretty much took care of this Christmas.
You took care of it.
Last 2 years of Christmas. No.
There's no Christmas. I might get a piece of coal or something, or a rock. Or something.
That's where I'm about at right now. I'm
Yeah.
And real quick, I noticed
this.
Yeah, me too. Absolutely. This right quick, Tapu Ninja. I didn't see it when I was live the other day, but he said, "Do you have my action figure?" And I do. It's right over there, right there. I do have it. So there you go, Poo Ninja. I do have you right up there. Your action figure, I should say. Yeah, man. I didn't catch that when I was live. I didn't catch it, and I just happened to watch the replay. I said, I didn't even know he said that. It went right past, man. So I'm sorry. He says, "Yeah," and the Rev would say, "That's right."
Yeah, I did feel a little disturbance in the force, Joe.
Yeah, I know, man. I was like, he used that Jedi mind trick on me, man. Oh, man. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, I have not even brought this up to the wife yet. I haven't even brought that up. She probably
when you told me,
shoot it down. Yeah.
So, what kind of price are you looking at, Jason?
$299 for the Yamaha TH.
Yeah, I got it through AMS, and if I'm not mistaken, it's like
I looked at them last night. They said $299.
Yeah, it was $299, but I did the payment thing like I usually do on AMS instead of buying it straight out.
Yeah, the payments were good. They were like 8 payments of $30-something bucks. Or
it was $35, $40, something like that. And I'm almost done with it as far as that goes.
Rockin' Dave Byron.
Hey, Dave.
Miss Janice and Rockin' Dave, how y'all doing? Suave Train Wreck. I'm sorry, Jim. Go ahead.
No. Hello, everybody. It's funny. I looked on Reverb at like the Katana, the Boss head, the 100-watt head, and there's really none for sale used. So I was just curious, like the Yamaha. I wonder if there's any used ones, like on Reverb. Like I said,
I don't know. I'll check.
Yeah.
Well, Jim, you can get that one that I saw at the Guitar Center, the one they were trying to sell me with the spider coming out of it.
Your family, right?
That was a Halloween special, right?
It was early, though. Early for Halloween, but yeah, you're right.
I like R2 said, "What did y'all do? Pull this behind a truck? Drag it down the street?"
It worked out good, man. That got me 15% off of my chorus pedal, my EVH chorus pedal. So I got a good deal.
Jim, there's 8 used right now in Reverb, ranging from $215 to $275. Wow.
There you go, Joe.
Bozique says, and speaking of the Boss Katana, I tried the thank you, Jason. Bozique says, and speaking of the Boss Katana, I tried the big one, the Boss Katana Artist at Guitar Center last week. The replica greenback speaker in the back makes a lot of difference. Wow, how about that?
Yeah, Byron. Yeah, Dave Byron's got the middle version that we were talking about, the THR10C. He's got the black one.
Yeah,
so you got it for $99 here.
Yeah.
Holy smokes,
Steve! Great deal.
Hey, Todd Flowers, there you go. Todd Flowers has got the C. He's got an extra one he'd sell for $200.
Hey, Todd Flowers.
Man, Mitch Heyman says he did the THR10X goes for $280 to $300 new. I did a phone survey with Guitar Center, and they gave me $100 gift certificate, so only paid $200 for it. Wow.
Wow.
I'm telling you, man, Guitar Center's giving out some good deals lately.
Dang, man.
You're trying to compete.
Yeah, exactly. Is it true? Yeah. Is this, I don't know if I just heard this on YouTube, or is Guitar Center filing bankruptcy or on the verge of doing that, or is that something else?
I think they were talking about that at one point, but they're getting their customers back. They're offering deals. They're competing with everybody else. They're still growing big here in Chicago. None of the stores have closed here, so they're cranking, man.
Well, that's good. That's good. Scotty G, thank you, man, so much for the super chat.
Scotty G,
thank you. Thank you so much, man. Scotty G, thank you so much, man. That's very kind of you. Thank you.
Super chat.
He says, great show, Joe, Jason, R2, Jim, and Bruce.
Absolutely.
Does anybody or has anybody dealt with Z Sounds?
I have not. Who was that said that? Was that GTV that brought that up in the chat a while back?
Mm-hmm, he deals with them.
Yeah.
I dealt with them. I decided to deal with them yesterday for the first time, which, from what I understand, they're a sister company of AMS.
That's what Mark said. Yes, it's very interesting.
I mean, you know, the address is nearly the same. They're both in New Jersey, so on and so forth. But
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Thank you, Fender Guru. Thank you, Fender Guru. Thank you, man. That's very kind. Thank you.
But
I didn't know that. I've never shopped on Z Sounds, Jason. That's interesting, man.
Yeah. The camera that I spoke to you about that I have.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I ordered it, the Zoom Q8, so I could start actually, you know, getting all in one shop and record myself playing, post some videos on YouTube instead of having to go the other route like I've been going.
Okay, the one camera that let me make sure I get this right. I'm not going to say anything, but the one camera you talked about, Bo Zeke, thank you so much for the super chat, man. Thank you.
Zeke, super chat.
Sorry. Thank you so much, man. Thank you. Thank you so much, man. Y'all were awesome. Thank you. He says, I'll second that. Great show. Thank you very much.
Very good.
That's awesome. The camera, Jason, you were talking about, you canceled and you went to something else, and then you went back to the one you originally ordered. Now, is that something that's been out for a while, or is that something that's fairly new?
No, it's been out since. Well, I was looking at some YouTube reviews, tutorials, and stuff like that. Doing a marathon so I could get, you know, informed about it one way or the other. And it's been out since, I guess, some of the videos were popping around in 2016 as far as that goes. Okay. So it's been out a pretty good while. Now, the Q2 is what you, if I understand correctly, what you and Bruce have.
Yeah, I've got the same thing.
You've got the same
Q2N.
one. The little
Q2N, yeah. Q2N, yeah.
The one that I ordered, and I was going to get, like I told Joe just said, I was going to get that when I went from the Q8 to the Q2 back to the Q8. And I went ahead and ordered it yesterday afternoon and did 1 day shipping, so I could supposedly get it today. But there was a mix-up, yada, yada, yada.
Oh, that's what I was going to ask you if you got it. Damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
There was a mix-up on their end and with verifications and all this other stuff, yada, yada, yada. So I didn't get it today, but I was on the phone with them most of the day today trying to work it out. And what I ended up doing was I ended up in the end putting an order in for another one and did next day shipping on it. So I would get it tomorrow or in the morning. And whenever the other one comes, it won't get here till Monday because of their screw up. And it's coming to my work address. The other one coming tomorrow is coming to my home address. And the reason I had it delivered to work is because, you know, how things are with people grabbing packages and stuff like that. I don't want to have to deal with that. So I had it delivered to work.
Very good. Okay.
But anyway, long story short, I'm going to get it tomorrow. The other one that's coming Monday to work, all I have to do is return the sender, and they'll, you know, cancel, refund my money on this.
You get the credit. Okay.
I get the credit on it that they charged originally for the first initial payment. They'll credit that back to my account. Plus, they gave me, because of the inconvenience and everything like that, they gave me a $50 gift certificate off of my one tomorrow next payment.
Now, is this American Musical that done this?
No, this is Z Sounds.
Okay, Z Sounds.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Let me. Miss Janice made a good comment there, who she likes to deal with for ordering gear, and I'd like to go across the board here, and I'm going to start with Mr. Bruce. What would you rather get something online or go to the actual store? And you know, if you go online, who do you shop with? If you don't mind disclosing that information.
No, I don't mind at all.
Go ahead.
I'm a big Sweetwater. Every time if I get something from them, I use the card, and I mean, unless I have the cash for it, but most of the time, something like, you know, a big guitar or something, and I want it, and I use the card. I always make sure they got the 0% financing on that, you know, at the time. If not, I'm not going to put it on the card if it doesn't have the 0%, because I'm not paying that, you know, extra not when they have that offer. So yeah, I would definitely I'd do it Sweetwater.
Sweetwater. All right. And Mr. Jason Wade, I think we know what yours is, but go ahead. What do you feel that you like ordering online better? Do you like that better, or would you rather go to a Guitar Center or a big box store?
I'll be honest with you. I know R2 likes Guitar Center, and I've got two local Guitar Centers within 30 from where I live, 30 miles that way, 30 miles that way. One in Matthews and one in Charlotte, North Charlotte.
Exactly.
Right. And I've dealt with both of them as far as that goes, and I've had my dealings with them and screw ups and everything else, so on and so forth. AMS, not tooting my horn with them as far as that goes, but anything and everything I've ever ordered from AMS, they've processed quickly, they've shipped quickly, never had a problem with receiving it one way or the other. Musicians' Friends, years ago, I used to deal with them when they sent the magazines out and everything like that, but I haven't dealt with them probably in the last 10 years. Z Sounds, I just dealt with for the first time in the last 2 days as far as that goes. But Guitar Center, if I want something real quick, or if I, I like, overall, I guess I do more of my stuff online because I deal with Reverb too. I bought a lot of stuff off of Reverb.
Very interesting. Mm-hmm. Jimbo, what do you like? What do you prefer, man?
Well, I'm like Bruce, with Sweetwater. I've been dealing with it for a long time, since probably 2004. So I've had great luck with them. I've had a few little instances, but they've taken care of it. The guitar, like Jason was saying, the Guitar Center that's close to me is small, and I just. I've been in there, but I don't really buy. I might buy some strings or something from there, but I prefer
Jim,
Sweetwater.
let me interrupt you, Jim, just for 1 second.
Sure.
I'll apologize. Dry Heat 480 sends a super chat. Thank you, Dry Heat 480.
Super chat.
Good job.
Thank you so much.
All right, Dry Heat.
Thank you so much, Dry Heat.
These guys are awesome. They're awesome.
Everybody is unbelievable. Jim, please procead. I apologize for interrupting you. You said Sweetwater, yes.
Yeah, Sweetwater. They've done me right. They've gone above.
You've been there for years, haven't you? You've been there a long time.
04, 04.
Wow.
Okay. But I bought my Wolfgang from there online, and when I got it, it was set up perfect, played perfect. I bought that LTD from them. It was set up perfect, no complaints. So that's who I use. That's just me. But I like the card.
Yeah,
it gets you in trouble, but I like the card.
Yeah. It's nice.
Let me ask Mr. R2R3. What do you prefer, sir? Online shopping or the actual store? What do you prefer?
Online shopping has been good. Guitar Center has been really good to me. Even when I go to I have I'm in Chicago, so I have a bunch of stores.
I can only imagine.
In every direction. I mean, from where I'm located at, each Guitar Center store probably will take me maybe 20 minutes, 30 minutes to get there with traffic. But they're really good because I've been shopping there for a long time. I got their credit card. They give me great deals. They give me discounts. They give me discounts on things they shouldn't give me discounts on, because they'll send you these 15% off coupons, but you can't use it for Mason Boogie Gear, Marshall, EVH, Yamaha. It's like what can I buy? But it's cool because some of these managers that work at the stores, they want your business and they see your loyalty, and you know what? I think they bend the rules a little bit because they want you to come back. So I've been sticking with them. I haven't dealt with Sweetwater. I tried ordering that Fender Strat, and they kind of goofed up. I mean, it's not their fault. There was some error in the computer, but I'm not knocking them. And, Guitar Center came to the rescue. They had the guitar that I wanted in stock. I bought that Fender Stratocaster. He gave me a good deal. Everything turned out great. It got shipped to the store. I opened it up right in front of the manager and strummed one chord, and it was in tune. It came out right out of the box. Everything was good. I was surprised. I shouldn't be surprised, but, some people, I understand some people have some issues with guitars being shipped and they come damaged and so forth. But the cool thing about the Guitar Center is that if you order them online, you have them shipped to the store. You get to open it up in front of the manager or the store. And if you don't like it, boom, they get to witness it. You know what I'm saying? If it's broken, if it's damaged, it's right there. They look at it and they go, all right. And I haven't had any issues. So I've been sticking with Guitar Center. So I'll either order online and pick up at the store. So it's a good deal.
Okay. All right. That's awesome. For me, myself, I'm with Jason Wade. I'm a longtime customer of American Musical Supply. I think Miss Janice says she does Musician's Friend, I believe. And I remember that, Jason. I remember getting those catalogs years ago. And I remember way back, everybody might remember this, but I remember at one time, years ago, Musician's Friends actually did a payment plan. They did that very briefly, and I got a Alesis DR, was it DR 550 something, a drum machine. This is so long ago, and I tried to be slick. I was in my early 20s, and I got it. Now it was like 3 payments of, I don't know, $100 something or something, and I paid the first 2 payments, and the last payment, I couldn't pay it on time. And I was like, man, I was broke. I was in my first marriage. I was in my early 20s, struggling to pay my bills. And I said, well, I'm just not going to pay it. What are they going to do? And sure enough, my account was already really low, and they zapped my account. And then the next catalog I got in the mail, they didn't do the payments no more. It was just straight up, you got to pay for it up front. And which was my fault. I was, I should have paid for it. I mean, that's what I signed up for, and I didn't do it. But they zapped me, and then my account was like in the red bad. I was like, oh man, we can't get groceries. Why not? This payment came out for this drum machine I got. You did what? And I was like, 23 years old, 24 years old, and I was just a kid. But
but I think all of us have gone through that, dude.
Yes, only a fellow musician would understand that. When you see something and now with online shopping, it's very.
Joe, do you remember when Musician's Friend? See, I used to get Musician's Friend catalogs back in '89, '90, and they were in black and white. I remember they used to come to my door, and you used to open up in the pictures, and you look at a guitar, and it would say, Sonic Blue or Candy Apple Red, and you're like, really? And it was black and white, and you're like, real? You can't tell. But that's where I ordered my Jackson. I got my Jackson '91 USA Jackson Rhodes for Musician's Friend in 1991.
That is very interesting. Black and white catalog.
I don't know about y'all, but for me, the only way I got a Musician's Friend back then was out of like Guitar World. Guitar player that had the card, you filled it out and sent it in.
Send it in.
Right.
Yeah, that's how I got it. Yeah, that's how I remember how I got it. Bo Zeke makes an interesting statement. He says AMS and this thing just jumped. AMS and Sweetwater have great payment plans, and for a working stiff like a lot of us who can't drop $1,000 or $2,000 on whatever or whatever for a guitar in one shot, a good payment plan is everything. I totally agree with that. That's the only way I'm able to afford my gear. Of course. All this you see back here was on payment plans from American Musical. That's where all that came from.
And somebody in the chat earlier said something about, do we remember, I think it was Scotty G. Do you remember Bumblebee? Mars Music? Mars Music.
Yeah, Scotty G too.
Yeah, Mars Music in Charlotte is now Sam Ash.
Yeah, we talked about that before, Jason. Remember? Yeah.
Scotty G says he bought his Warwick bass there.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, it says right here. Back in '96, he bought his first Warwick bass in Mars Music. Wow, Scotty.
Yeah, I remember when I first went there. God, it was so long ago. When did that open up, Jason? Do you remember when Mars Music came on the scene?
It was early '90s. Because it was something else before then, but I can't remember what it was before then. But it was a music store before then.
Was it? Oh, okay. I don't remember.
They had a big grand opening for Mars Music, and it wasn't but maybe 3 or 4 months after that, George Lynch did a clinic there, and I went to that, and that's when they introduced the GL 56, his Strat that he played on his solo
There you go,
album.
Jim Guidry.
The One Night Live talking video, acoustic
Mm-hmm.
type thing.
Right.
Yeah.
I do remember that store very well, Bumbleless. I remember that. Yeah, Mars was a huge store. Bumbleless says it was in Charlotte. And if I remember, Jason, you can corroborate this. I think the store stayed the same far as the square footage and all that. They just kind of changed the name, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
And it's not like they remodeled it or something. I think it stayed the same.
Yeah. Because you walked in and your guitars were to the right, and I think your mixing stuff and everything was right in front of you. And
straight ahead.
Pianos,
to the left.
and stuff were to the left. Yep.
Yeah, that's right. Spanky McAllister says Sam Ash in the late 90s bought Thoroughbred Music. The Thoroughbred guy then turned around and bought Dean guitars with the proceeds. Wow, that's dang gone. How about that? Thank you, Spanky. That's interesting, man. Scotty G said he spent hours and hours and was at Mars Music. I did too.
Yeah. Yep.
Because that was back in the day, and I was, making crap money, and I was in my first marriage, and my son was really young then. He was probably 3 or 4 years old, and I'm walking around in there just going, oh, God. And you see all the people in there, and you see guys in there trying out guitars, and they're just blazing. He's tearing that shit up, And I'm like, ah, mighty, man, and can I help you? Nah, man, I'm just looking. I'm gonna try guitar. No, man, I'm good. So it's just, don't you hate that? You go into stores like that and you're like, even today, that's still kind of not as bad. But even today, I'll go, if I feel like going across town to Guitar Center, you walk in there and you just look, and I was like, man, look at those guitars right there. And I'm like, okay, what did I come here for? Oh, yeah, pack of strings. Yeah. Okay, pack of Diodario, age 9 to 42.
Yeah.
But the last time I was at Guitar Center, I got bombarded by, and this is no lie, I went there and my son and I went, and this is not a knock against Guitar Center at all. But when I go there and I want to try a guitar out, I want to be able to do that in peace. I want to be able to have my time with it, so I can get the feel. And hey man, you need some help? You okay over there? Need some help? I'm good, man. 30 seconds later, yo, brother, you need some help? I'm like, damn, what are you doing working in here? No, I don't. I'm good. I'm cool, man. I'm good. It's just wild, And then 2 minutes later, hey man, you need some help? No, I'm good, man. I'm good. All right, hey man, yo, check me out. If you need me, I'm right here. I'm like, okay, man. God, this ain't a car lot, man. It's a guitar. I was like that, man.
Would you like to test drive that?
Yeah. And so I was like, I looked at my son. I said, we got to get out of here, man. I said, I know these guys are working on commission and all that, but I'm not walking in here with a pocket full of money,
See, what you got to do, Joe, you got to do what I do, man. You go in there, you plug in, you turn up the amp, and they come up to you, and you're jamming. You go, what?
Yeah. You ever notice that? You always got the young kid that comes in there, gets beside you, and gets on an amp, and he just cranks it. And I'm like, really, man? I'm like, I don't know. I guess I'm getting old.
He'll play the guitar.
Well, there was one guy that would do that at my Guitar Center. I would go there pretty much every Sunday at my Guitar Center. And there's a guy that would get on there, and I would love when he would get on there, Joe, because he would try to play most of Randy Rhoads' Ozzy tribute live.
Oh, man.
Note for note. And he would crank it, and we loved it.
Now that's different. That's somebody that knows
flawless.
What they're doing. Yeah.
And then I would go up there and applaud. I go shake his hand. I go, you're awesome, bro. Keep it up, man. Keeps everybody, everyone puts their guitar down. Nobody wants to play. This guy's jamming. It's quiet.
Did y'all ever, do you remember back in the day? I'm sure y'all remember. I'm sure Jason remember this, where they had the, what was it? Like the Battle of the Bands. Remember that at music stores?
Yeah.
They had that. Oh man, that was awesome back in the day.
Yeah.
I used to love that, man. You don't see that no more now. I don't guess.
You remember right as you were going down, what's the name of that highway? It's a Brookshire. It was the Brookshire cuts off to the right. John Belt cuts to the left. if you're coming down Independence into Charlotte. From Monroe side. All right.
Right.
You went around John Belk and you turned right there on I can't remember the name of that road, but it's right there. Brought you on South Boulevard, and Reliable Music was right there.
Oh, Stonewall Street. That was Stonewall Street.
Yeah, Stonewall Street. Yeah. Reliable
Music.
Music.
I remember Reliable Music, man. I was there all the time in my teenage years. Boy, I was there every other day. My dad be like, "You're late for dinner." I was like, "I was at Reliable Music again." Yeah. What you doing over there? I was just checking stuff out.
Yeah, that was like a mid-level. It wasn't a big box store like Guitar Center and Mars Music, but it was bigger than the average mom and pops as far as that goes.
Did you ever go in there?
Oh yeah,
back in the day. Oh, man, I love that day. What did they went out of business like in what, the early 2000s or the mid 2000s?
Yeah, it was the early 2000s. Yeah, I didn't even realize they went out of business.
I didn't either because I moved away from Charlotte, and I moved away from there in around 1995. So they still were open for about another 10 years after that. But I didn't know.
These stores on YouTube, like the one in Chicago. What's the big one?
What's that? Chicago Music Exchange?
No, not that one. The other one, the mom and pops one's been around since like the 40s or 50s or something. Tone King goes there a lot.
Not Fiasco.
Crap! But anyway, I know what you're talking about.
And
it reminds me of is it Chuck Levins? Chuck Levins.
Oh
right?
yeah.
Okay.
Okay. That type store reminds me of the Reliable Music type store. It's bigger than the average mom and pop store, but it's not quite the Guitar Centers and such.
Yeah. I just remember back there in the days like that when I'm going to sound old when I say this, but back when music was awesome and guitar playing was very prominent, and you'd go back and see the Battle of the Bands, and they might have had longer hair and stuff like that, but it was all about getting up there and playing your instrument and showing what you got. It wasn't none of this damn using turntables or EDM, all this. It wasn't none of that. It was just actual raw talent, and that was a lot of fun, man. You'd sit there, you'd make a day of that. You go out there and pack a lunch, man. Go out there and sit in the grass and watch. I remember when my son was about 2, and I went to Hames Music in Gaffney. You remember that, Jason? Hames Music in Gaffney? And, it was a big store that was there for years and years. Huge store. And they finally went under because Guitar Center here put them out of business. Now, from here to the Gaffney is probably you're probably looking about close to an hour drive, I would say. And that place was huge, but they were high. And I got a quick story about this store. When I went to buy my 5150 half stack here, when I went to buy that, I called around a couple of stores because I want to see where I could get the best buy, and I called a couple of shops, and Hames Music was one of them. And I remember calling. The guy's like, Hames Music. I said, yeah, I need to speak to somebody in the guitar amplifiers or whatever. Hold, please. Yeah, this is Jim. Can I help you? I said, hey, man, y'all got the PV5150 half stack? Yeah, man, we got it. I said, how much is that? And I swear I can't remember what he said. And he was like $400 higher than the other guy went and checked. And I said, well, this place has it for this amount of money. That guy said, well, this ain't Hames discount music, man. I said, okay, see
Goodbye.
Yeah. Hung up. I went back to the other guy, and I wrote a check on the spot. And because I've only been able to do this maybe once or twice in my life. I go into the music store to get this half stack. And the only reason I was able to get it is my dad gave me the money because when he retired from his job, he gave me the money, cash money to buy this. And I've never was able to get a half stack or nothing like that. I've always had little crappy amps,
Keep that bad boy, man.
Oh, it's not going anywhere. And so I walked in there, and this is the one time the blue collar man, I was able to hold my head up high, right? I walk in there. Oh, hey there, Joe. I see you're back, man. What do you think? I said, think I'm gonna get that PV 5150 half stack, man. And it was the only one they had. It was a floor model. It was the only one they had, you know. And said, I think I'll get that. I've already tried it out. I went there and played it, and I said, I'll be back, man. And I thought to myself, I don't want to wait too long because somebody will snatch it up. It was the only one they had. I went the next day, called Hames Discount Music. And, you know, so I came back over here and I said, I think I'll get that amp, man. He goes, okay. He gets some papers out. So how do you want to finance this today? And I said, cash, like that, you know, like Wayne did in Wayne's World, you know, cha-ching, you know, I said, cash. And he goes, oh, he goes, right this way, man, right this way. And he come out there and he helped loaded that sucker up in my truck and everything. And I paid it, and I bought it, took it home, and I've had it ever since. And man, that was such a good feeling, just to go.
Joe, let me ask you something. Did they have that full size? You know Rob Johnson, right? That comes on Johnny Bean, and he has this like life size
the cardboard
of Eddie Van Halen. One of the local music stores by my house. If you were to buy the 5150 half stack and the amp head, they would give you that big cutout of
cardboard
Eddie.
cutout.
I asked them. I just wanted the cutout, and they're like, "You got to buy the amp, sir." And I'm like, "Well, can I buy the cutout?"
It's funny it's funny you say that. But to answer your question, I don't remember seeing that in there. Like I said, they had just this one. But I remember looking on eBay for one of those, man. The full size cardboard cutout of Eddie, and man, that guy was wanting like $600 for that thing. And it was
crazy,
the only one on there, and I said $600. But you know, I said I'm not, you know, not me. But I thought about Rob. I said, well, Rob, he's sitting on top of a gold mine. You know, he's got some cool stuff, man.
See, around that time when that amp came out, man. Who's that?
What?
Sorry.
Oh, sorry, Jason.
No, you're
What did Vintage Sound say, Jason? What was you saying?
No, I was just saying he's in the house. I was giving him a
hey,
shout
Jamie.
out.
Hey, Vintage Sounds. What's up, man?
So I remember R2, you talked about this. I want to ask everybody here. R2 said if he has the chance, he'd rather play through a half stack and feel that power coming from the speakers. And I agree. If I have the opportunity, which is not much at all here. So I'm always wearing headphones and going through that. What do y'all think? Mr. Bruce, what do you think, man? Do you like playing through a combo amp, a half stack, or just playing with headphones? What do you like?
Right now, I just play through my amps. I never had the opportunity to own a half stack, full stack, to be able to.
Oh, you will, man. You will.
I know. I gotta come pick it up, but to be able to have it long enough to have it, you know, to like just walk over or turn it up, to be able to have that time to crank it up real loud. I mean, besides whatever I could do in Guitar Center, which really isn't much because, you know, you feel like somebody's on your back the whole time. Like you don't feel comfortable, relaxed to enjoy it. You know, you're thinking about what they're watching me. They're going to ask me. They're going to,
yeah.
You know,
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Can I? What's going on? You know, so yeah, I haven't had that opportunity to privately be a nice sound.
See, the only reason why I say that because I have a Marshall half stack 4x12 cabinet waiting for Bruce here.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, it's on hold for him. He wants it.
Yeah,
it's his. So he's gonna feel the power.
Heck yeah.
That is awesome.
No, and I understand, man. I get it. I mean, people recording directly or practice amps. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm not knocking anyone. I get it. You want to practice low volumes and people live in apartments or whatnot. Totally cool. I mean, I just had and Jim knows what I'm talking about. And Joe, you yourself too. When you have that half stack, and you have the opportunity to just crank it up to that volume, and you feel that thump and that oomph from that speaker.
Yes.
There's
It's
nothing
awesome.
like it, man.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah, it's awesome.
that's the whole Eddie vibe. That's what Eddie was talking about. That when you start feeling that, when I used to be on stage and I used to feel that cabinet behind me, I used to love it. I was like, wow, I wish I could play like this all the time and feel that.
It
It
adds
hits
to
you right in the chest, and it's just I can't describe it. The only way is to feel it. It's just to experience it yourself. But I get it, man. No one's gonna go in and get a little apartment and crank up a 4x12. I have to do it too, man. When my family's home, I gotta turn that thing down, and I don't get the full effect. But when they leave, man, watch out.
It's over with. I remember when I got the 100-watt Katana head here, my wife got it for me for Christmas last year. So I've had it almost a year, not quite. You go back on this channel, and you'll see where I got it, unboxed it, and plugged it up for the first time. And but when I got it, man, I plugged it up to this cabinet, 4x12 PV cabinet, man, and my wife was standing there, and I only had it on. I told Jim about this. I only had it on 50 watts. That was it, just because it's what, half a watt, 50 watts, and 100 watts. And I put it on 50 watts, and man, I didn't even turn it up much, man. That son of a gun, God Almighty! I sat there and went, I did the eruption chords, A, G, D. I did that, man, and just did that, and she was like, okay, turn it down. I got it. That's like, okay, but man, just for that, just feeling that woof coming out.
You should have said, hold on, honey, let me get the 100 watts.
That's what I told her. I said, that's only at half power. I said, can you imagine if it was on full power? Marty McFly Back to the Future moment.
Well, I tried the 100-watt. I've got the same head, right, Joe? And
yes, sir.
So with me and Alex playing, we tried it at the 50-watt level, and it was perfect. And I tried it at the 100-watt level, and man, it was just too much.
Wow, really?
I was running to the 4x12 and a 2x12, and it was just, you couldn't hear the drums.
Wow.
It was just too much. But if you kicked it back to 50 watt, I mean, and we're going to a PA, right? So it's it was way. I mean, it sounded great,
Yeah.
But I really
check out Soda Pop here, man.
Yeah.
Soda Pop says here, R2, my 5150. I think he has a 5150 cabinet. My 5150 with my 120 watt Legacy. Keep that amp, bro. They don't even make those anymore. The Legacy amps.
Yes.
Says it pushes me back. Oh yeah, man.
Wow.
Soda Pop, keep that bad boy, man.
Absolutely.
You got yourself a good amp there, man.
I used to have one of those PV VTM amps, the vacuum tube modified, had the little dip switches on the front.
Yeah.
And like an idiot, I sold it for nothing years ago, back in the 80s. And man, I wish I would have kept it because it was loud. It was loud. Yeah. I think my cabinet, I had a PV cabinet, but I think the problem was the speakers in the cabinet I had was not, wasn't the best. It was a matched cabinet for the head. It had like the not a carpet or a felt top, or surround. It was like a hard plastic. You know what I'm saying? It was a matched set, but it was just the speakers were lacking. Right. And I think if I would have kept the head and maybe changed out the speakers, it would have been better. But hey. Hindsight's 2020, right?
Yeah. That's right. We've all had gear that I know I have that we sold that we wish we hadn't have sold. So let me see if anybody's went. What about you, Mr. Bruce? Have you experienced that where you sold something and you're like, man, I wish I could have kept that?
No, I have not. I'm sorry.
No! That's a good thing. That's a good thing.
I'll tell you something about me. What I like to buy brand new gear, and then I like to just keep it.
Same here.
That's
Same
it.
here.
Nothing wrong with that, man.
Yeah,
nothing wrong with that at all.
That's
nothing
just
wrong with that.
But no, I haven't. And man, I hear the horror stories, and I'm glad now. I learned from everybody else. I'm not gonna sell my stuff, no, because the regret is always there.
All right. That's right. What about you, Mr. Wade? Have you had a piece of gear that you got sold and you was like, man, I wish I would have kept that?
Yeah, I've actually had several because I've jumped on that train with the Signature series back in the day. Had the Eric Clapton Blackie, Fender, Zach
Oh,
Wild
man.
Bullseye, and pay high dollar money, high dollar guitars, whatever you want to call it. And but the one that I missed the most, honestly, I bought it. You remember the guitar shows that used to come around to the convention centers and stuff?
Yes, absolutely.
I went to one of those and I picked up a 1980 Gibson the Paul Les Paul, and it looked just about like the one in the studio I have now, the wood grain stained look, and it had the two humbuckers in it. But the pickup selector switch wasn't up at the top. It was down where the four knobs was. And I love that guitar. But like you were talking about, get married young, so on and so forth, you go through all that stuff. It's like, what have I got laying around that'll help us get through the month? Okay, let me see if I can pick this up, and I'll let this go. So I sold it. And I've been looking at them. Periodically, I'll look them up on Reverb and stuff like that, but they're always in bad shape. Or if they're not in bad shape, they're way too much money than I'm willing to pay for them as far as that goes. And I'm like, man, if I'd have just held on to that sucker.
Yeah, coulda, shoulda, woulda, man. I came real close to getting the Eric Clapton Blackie model, and I backed off of it. I never got it. What about you, Mr. Jim? You had anything you got rid of, sold, that you wish you would have kept?
No, besides that PVVTM head I was talking about.
Okay.
Got rid of really a lot of stuff, just wish I would have kept. It's too much to even think about stuff stolen. You go play somewhere and leave your stuff over at somebody's house. You're playing that. And you come back and it's gone.
Oh
my
gosh.
So,
man.
Yeah.
Hey, man, as long as somebody took that Kramer, man, I know you'd be crying if that Kramer was gone.
The Kramer, man. I've had it for 31 years,
Yeah, he bought that original in, what, 87?
Yeah, 87. Yeah.
Man, don't you?
And I was only really a one guitar, I don't have a lot of guitars, I bought that in 87. In 2004, I bought a Epiphone Studio Les Paul.
Nice.
In 2016, I bought the Wolfgang Special, and then I bought that LTD. So I hadn't bought that many, guitars. I kind of like to find one that I like, and I stick with it, But like Joe, you got what, 30, 35 guitars?
No, I don't have that many. No, not at all. It's maybe.
I was looking over like my wife here.
Maybe
no.
maybe 12.
Yeah, it's just me. I understand, but I've just always been one to, I like to get used to one neck and one guitar. The Wolfgang is a great guitar.
Right.
Like EJ, the one he just got.
Yeah, big shout out to EJ. He just got his,
it's the same.
He got the same guitar.
Yeah.
It's right over Jim Guidry's right shoulder. If Jimmy kind of moves to the side a little bit, you'll see that guitar.
Yeah,
there it is.
It's when I got that one. I wanted a natural one like you have, Joe. But it wasn't available yet back in 16, and they had two of those at Sweetwater, and this one had a really black, around the edge. It was really black. My sales guy was telling me that, and EJ's is like that. I noticed. And, the pictures he shared.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I like what they did with the headstock. The headstock.
I love the unfinished neck. The neck is really.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, it is nice. It is nice. Let's move over to Mr. R2. Have you had any gear that you wish you haven't sold?
I'm sorry. Say that again, Joe.
I said, where were you on the night of the 30th of 1983? No, I'm just the first 48. No, I'm just kidding. What have you ever had any gear that you sold that you wish you would have kept and didn't sell?
Yeah. Well, I sold a lot of rack gear, which is okay. I didn't sell anything that I was attached to, so that's okay. I did sell one guitar during, I call it the financial crisis time. When I had all this gear, and if I had to get rid of one of the guitars, it was an Ibanez J Custom that I bought. I sold it to a friend of mine. He wound up selling it and doubling his money, which is okay. And he offered it back to sell it back to me, but I couldn't buy it back. But yeah, it was an Ibanez J Custom. I missed that guitar. I still have pictures of the guitar. I kind of want to delete them off my phone because every time I run through them, I want to start crying. But and that's another thing that my wife is really supportive. She doesn't like me buying pedals and amps. She sees all my amps and my rack stuff and she doesn't care for it. She doesn't. When it comes to amplifiers and pedals and stuff like that, she shakes her head and she's like, "Why?" She always looks at it like technology will advance and you're getting old technology, or you're gonna outgrow it and just get rid of it. And I'm like, no. Some of these amplifiers are off. No. But when I did sell that Ibanez guitar and I think back about it, she goes, "That's it. That's it. Don't sell any more guitars." When it comes to the guitars, she's like, "I don't want to hear you whining. I don't want to hear you crying about it." So every time I buy a guitar, she's like, "You're keeping it. And if you're going to do anything, just hand it off to the kids." And that's the way I look at it now. You know, I got 3 kids, so if I get tired of something or whatever, I pretty much, it's going to go to them. So that's the way I look. I'm not going to sell any more gear anymore. So she's right on that part. But yeah, my Ibanez is the one that I miss the most.
What model was that? I mean, was it 8520, 8570 J Custom, or was it strictly just J Custom?
It was an Ibanez. This Ibanez J Custom that I had was, they made a few of them, and one of the president of Musician's Friend actually owned one of them. And for the longest time in the early 2000s, if you looked at the credit card that Musician's Friend offered, that picture, that Ibanez J Custom, was the same J Custom I had. So it was like awesome to have the same guitar that the president of the Musician's Friend had. And he even actually showed, when you would open up the magazine, he actually showcased it. And I missed that thing, man. I think I shot some pictures here. I have to WhatsApp you guys and shoot you guys some photos of that thing.
I think I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, it was a quilted. Quilted burl mahogany body. It was it's like an S series. I don't know if you guys know the S series, the real thin. They used to call them the Saber series Ibanez, but they're the real thin Ibanez bodies. Maple neck, ebony fretboard, the binding. I mean, J Customs are the ones that the Japanese hand built. It's like the master builders were, each one was built by one guy from start to finish. So it's almost like the J Customs, the Prestige. Those are the higher end guitars. I bought that at Guitar Center. I always wanted an S series Ibanez, and when I saw that, it was way on the top. And what wound up happening is I got a bonus at work, and I grabbed that bonus check, and I went straight to Guitar Center with my wife.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, she was there with me. And I remember the guy who sold it to me, the salesman at Guitar Center, looked at my wife and said, "You do know your husband's not going to be paying attention to you for a while." And she was like, "What?" But, I mean, I knew what he was trying to say. And she took it the wrong way. I was like, "What's he trying to say?" I'm like, he's just saying that. He's just saying that I'm going to be enjoying this guitar a lot. He's like, "More than me?" I'm like, "Hold on a second." I'm like, "Dude." I was like looking at him like, "Dude, shut up, man. You're going to ruin this deal here, man."
Oh, man. That's funny, man. Yeah,
Mitch
I
Heyman,
think
your wife must know my wife, Mitch. Oh, okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
I saw that. Yeah, that's a. Oh wow! I remember. I think Bo Zeke said earlier that he wished he had not sold his Zach Wild Epiphone camo with the bullseye on it. And luckily, I still have my Zach Wild Epiphone.
Yeah.
I still have it. The only time it left me was when I traded it to my son for a guitar, and then I wanted it back, so I had to trade some stuff back to him, and we traded back. So I got it back. The only two other guitars that I wish I would have kept was the SRV Fender Strat, American made, and the my very first Joe Satriani JS100 that I got in the early 2000s. It was amazing. I wish I still had that, but I think it was about 3 or 4 years ago. I sold it.
I remember when you sold that, Joe. Yeah, I remember when you sold
that. Yeah, remember that? Yeah. I hated to sell it, but I needed money.
I remember I talked to you on the phone. Remember?
There's Jason.
I helped talk you to it.
Yeah. Yeah, Jason, that's it. Say something, Jason. Speak. There you go.
Let's see.
Yeah. Yes, JS100. This happens to be the cherry one. I think they also sold them in black finish too.
What the heck, Jason? Where are you pulling all these guitars from, man? You never showed us that.
Pulled out from ours.
They're holding out on us.
Ebony fretboard?
Nah, this rosewood.
Is it rosewood?
Yeah.
When did you buy
keep the rosewood, man, because those are rare now.
My ex-wife bought that for me.
How long ago?
10 years.
Oh, so you got one of the good ones. Okay, yeah, that's the same one I had.
It's the 2000, early 2000s model.
Keep that bad boy. Keep that bad boy.
Yeah, that's the good one.
I mean, wow.
Yeah.
Now, do you guys remember the time when? I know it sounds bad, but it was the truth. In the late '90s, early 2000s, every high-end guitar, even your Gibson Custom, they're all ebony fretboard. If you guys remember, if you ever had a high-end BC Rich, Jackson, Gibson, they're always ebony fretboard. So if you had an ebony fretboard guitar, high-end. If you had a rosewood neck guitar, it was the lower-end models. Now, since rosewood is scarce and rare, and now they have all these limitations of where you can ship it to, now the rosewood guitars are more sought after, and the ebony has become something where it's now lower end. And I sit there and I go, what the heck, man? It's backwards now.
Yeah.
So now I tell everybody that all those guitars you have with the rosewood necks, hold on to them, man, because it's come to a point where you're not going to even find them. They're changing them now. I mean, Ibanez now does not make any rosewood neck guitars because they won't be able to ship them from Japan elsewhere. They're all maple or ebony.
Yeah, that's right. Man, golly.
Joe, you have a guitar. You got an ebony neck guitar?
No, I do not. No.
The LTD I have is an ebony neck, and man, it plays great. I love rosewood. Yeah, I got a maple neck on the Kramer.
Yeah, I've always been a fan of them. I've always been a fan of the maple necks.
Yeah,
I've always liked those. So the older ones, the older ones I got are rosewood. I've everything. My latest guitars I've got lately, I'll have maple fretboards. Yeah.
You got to try an ebony. I mean, Jason can vouch for me. When you get an ebony fretboard neck,
that's what's on my LTD, man. I love it.
It's a beautiful thing, right, Jason? I mean, you have.
I've got two ebony necks: the Wolfgang Special and the Chapman ML1 Pro Modern are ebony. This is my only maple neck standard Wolfgang standard.
Yeah.
This is it's not rosewood, it's fake rosewood. And then Gibson's rosewood, the Paul Reed Smith's rosewood, and Satriani's rosewood, and then my daughter's guitar, little Squire's rosewood.
So it's what, Palfaro, the other one?
Yeah, something
Palfaro,
like that.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But ebony is really, I mean, I'm surprised.
It's really slick to me.
I love it,
that thing right there it just glides.
I played the rosewood forever with Kramer, and then I got the Wolfgang, with the maple one, man, that's great neck. But the ebony on the LTD is, I love the ebony.
Yeah, it's like
That,
Jim. It's a maple neck, right? A maple neck with the ebony fretboard.
On the LTD,
yeah.
it's a mahogany. It's
mahogany. Okay.
Yeah,
Wow.
and then with the maple, with the ebony neck,
Yeah.
Ebony fretboard,
Yeah.
It's a really light guitar. I mean, it's really, really light.
It's a beautiful guitar, the LTD. Man.
And that EMG 81 and it just and that and the mahogany, the wood, just it's a great combination.
Big Jan Hall says he likes the maple fretboard. It just looks beautiful. And Dry Heat 480 says they're supposed to be lightening up the restrictions on rosewood after the first of the year.
Oh, really?
Oh, that's good.
Okay.
That's interesting.
There was a big stink about it. Like,
it
seemed like that was it. It was done.
Like it was, becoming extinct or something. I don't know. It was hard to come by or something.
That's
absolute mayhem.
From my understanding, I think it was the furniture makers. The people who were making furniture there. I guess they were abusing the rosewood, and that hurt the guitar industry.
Okay. Absolute mayhem. How are you, man? Thanks for joining. He says my LTD 401 is rosewood from what the website says.
Nice. What's up, Wayne?
I have not, but no, I've not tried an ebony neck, but everybody says the same thing, that it's easier to play. It's more, you can maneuver faster. So what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
So wow, that's interesting.
I'll tell you something I did notice is that the difference between a regular maple fretboard and there is a feel difference with the roasted maple.
Yeah.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
Wow,
honey roasted.
Oh,
yes.
My honey roasted maple. Tasty. But yeah, I noticed the difference.
That is a gorgeous neck, man. That whole guitar is gorgeous.
That whole guitar is nice, isn't it?
Thank you. I love that thing. It's that color.
You did good. You did good, Bruce, with that one, man.
I believe you'll keep that forever, right, Bruce?
Oh yeah. All my guitars forever.
You knocked a home run with that.
If not, Bruce, you know my number, bro.
Let me look at this one comment. This is interesting. Bozique says apparently Steve from Boston, formerly Pixie Licks, reported that the restrictions are still on, but you can ship a limited number of already finished guitars.
Okay.
That's interesting. Thank you there for that information.
Thanks, Bozique.
Yeah.
This the only maple neck that I have, I got lucky from what Dave Nesdahl and them said on the Johnny Bean show, because I showed this. They had fortunate enough to be on their show live one time, and that was right after I bought this Zilla Burst standard. And this is the one that supposedly has got the flame neck, maple neck, and Dave Nesdahl said that those don't come on standards.
Yeah.
He said, so you got lucky. I don't know if you guys can see that or not.
That's incredible. I'm wondering. I keep wondering every time you show it, and I keep wondering the same thing. Did they mess up? Like something happened to the regular standard neck, and they ended up putting like a special neck on there or something?
I have no idea.
I mean,
I'm glad you mentioned that, Jason. I had this checked out. My Charvels, my Jacksons, pretty much all the USA made ones are quarter sawn. There's a way. You can see the grain, the way it's cut, the quarter sawn, and the standards are not supposed to be quarter sawn. I guess the way it's cut, if you're quarter sawn, you can only make limited amount of necks with the wood. If you cut it the other way, you can make more necks with it, so it's more efficient for price. Your neck, and I just found out that my neck, but yours is beautiful. Yours has got the flame. Mine's got a little bit of it. I just found out that my neck, too, the back of it, not the top, because they put a cap on it. If it doesn't have that stripe in the back, the strip, where they put the truss rod, then they put the truss rod through the top, and then they put a maple cap on it, like yours and mine. Your neck and the back of my neck, they're quarter sawn. It's a mistake.
Oh.
Nice.
And
wow, jackpot.
Yeah. And you got a good deal out of it. I paid $300 for mine. I didn't know what the heck was going on. I don't know if, but yeah, I looked at it, and actually I brought it to somebody, and I told him, and I compared it to my Charvel neck, and he kind of explained the way the grain, how the cut is, whether it's quarter sawn or not, and he patted me on the back and said, "Hey man, congratulations, you got yourself a rare standard." And I said, "You know what? My buddy Jason's got a better one." I go,
Yeah, right.
yeah, man. I was trying to look for photos at the time. I forgot to tell you about that, Jason. Yeah.
Wow.
So we got some rare Wolfgang standards, man. And I'm not trying to brag or anything, but you get giddy and happy when you hear stuff like that, man. You're like, woo-hoo-hoo!
Yeah. Soda Pop, the heel does not get in the way of playing. For me, it doesn't on the EVH.
No. It's got a nice cut. It's smooth.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Great guitar, yeah.
Right on, man.
Bruce.
I love talking gear, guys.
Jason.
Oh, me too. Go ahead, Mr. Jason. What was it? Who was going to say something?
Do it. Do it, Bruce.
Yeah, he's directed the planes.
Yeah.
I remember that in that movie Airplane when the guy come up to the guy, "Where's so and so hangar?" "Oh, it's over that way." And that plane took off. I said, "Oh shit!" Roger. Huh?
Excuse me. Anybody here speak jive?
Yeah, back to you, Bob.
Excuse me, stewardess. I speak jive. I saw that, man. I laughed my ass off. I was like,
Cleaver.
"Leave it to Peepers, Mom."
Yeah, Mrs. Cleaver, Jesus.
Said,
Hey, Johnny Bean's back in the house.
Hey, Johnny,
welcome
what's
back,
going
Johnny.
on, man?
Johnny!
What's going on, man?
Johnny's right here, man. Let me fix the glasses here.
There you go.
There he is. There he is. Adjust the frames. It's awesome, man. Oh, man. Absolute Mayhem says the straight grain makes the board very strong and about 50% more stable than a plain sawn board.
Yes.
That's from Absolute Mayhem.
Yeah, that's
very
keeps the stability, the tuning. Yeah.
We got some very knowledgeable people in this community, don't we?
Yes, sir. Because I was like, wow,
hey,
that's
man,
awesome.
we help each other. That's how we learn, man. We learn from each other.
Right.
That's
willing to share their information. They don't keep it like, not greedy with it. Everybody shares.
That's right. That's the way it's supposed to be, man.
I mean, look at Johnny right now. He's sharing some knowledge right now. He just says, "I just ate some nachos."
Yeah. Thanks, Johnny.
Good. He said, "Hey, poo."
New York City. Yeah. That's awesome, man.
Jalapenos, Johnny?
I love good. Oh, I can't do jalapenos, man.
Oh, what?
I can't, man. I'd be messed up.
Oh,
I could
no.
years ago. I could, but not now. Woo.
No Arby's put? No, just kidding.
Nah, I don't get nothing with jalapenos from there. I don't get nothing. I'll stay away from jalapenos.
What about Country Boys?
Country Boys is a down home cooking buffet right down the street here. And my wife and she done said she wanted to get that tomorrow. And I said, okay, because tomorrow's barbecue night there. So they'll have all that nice different kinds of barbecue you can get. And
Nice.
I told Jason that a couple weeks ago, man. I said, man, I got barbecue, man. I got mac and cheese.
Hey.
You know, in the Mega Millions, right? Well, it was like, $2 billion or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, the next day, I called Joe. He didn't answer. So I left a couple of WhatsApp.
Yeah.
I'm like, he won. He won.
Oh, man. You know better than that. You would have got a phone call.
I was trying to find my payment plan, right?
Yeah, I called Joe and I heard, doo-doo-doo. This number has been disconnected.
Back to you, Bob. Yeah, I just the first place I would have called would have been my employer. So,
Right.
I don't believe I'll be returning.
Ooh.
Thank you for everything, but I'm retiring. I am retired. I wish. Nice.
Hey, Joe, Vintage Sounds asking, how about Ghost Peppers?
No. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness.
Nice.
No, sir. No, sir, Jamie. I can't do that.
How about Sriracha?
No.
What's the Sriracha sauce?
No, thank you.
Soda Pop's got a question about the Nuno series guitar, which I had one of those. Those was one of the ones that filtered through the collection.
Oh,
through the
man.
years.
Really?
But I didn't have the N3. I had the N2 as far as that
N2.
goes. Yeah.
Still
sure.
nice.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to be honest with you. The neck on that thing was just amazing. I don't know. I mean, I don't know how close, because I haven't had touched one in a while, they are to the Eddie Van Halen necks, but they're really nice necks. And it played well. It played well, of course, as far as that goes. But I don't know anything about the Bill Lawrence cut or the Stevens cutaway and the Bill Lawrence stuff. As far as
they had that weird bolt-on neck on it, right? Yeah.
Well, it was some kind of bracket on the back. It looked like, or something. I'm not sure exactly what it was.
For the stability of it. Yeah, a lot of people talk about those guitars. I remember seeing those guitars, and I was going to buy one.
Yeah,
at that time, I wasn't into Nuno that much. I know that sounds strange.
Oh man, I love Nuno. He's amazing.
Nuno's a great guy. He's an amazing guitar player. But it was around that time where that extreme and the metal were kind of clashing, and
So you went to the metal side of things.
I meant to the dark side.
The dark side.
Well, where's Pooh Ninja? Where's going to the dark side, Pooh Ninja?
Yeah, he says right here, rooster sauce, R2.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah, speaking of extreme, just real quick, I'll segue into this. Up here, we're not far from Harris Cherokee Casino in Cherokee, North Carolina. We're probably about an hour and 15 minutes away from there. And I got an email from Ticketmaster a few days ago. You know who's coming up there? It's going to be Joe Perry, Brad Whitford, and on vocals, Gary Sharon. What kind of combination is that? I was like, wait a minute. What? I was like, well, what's wrong? Why don't Aerosmith just come up there? But
Aerosmith's blown up. Gary Sharon.
I guess. That's a good one.
That Van Halen with Gary. There was a few good songs with that.
I
like Gary Sharon.
Horrible. Not at all.
No.
I liked one song from that album. That was it.
I thought it was better than Tattoo. Right?
I definitely more than one song.
Yeah. I mean, Now, me being the huge Van Halen fan that I am, I'll just be straight. I'm always honest on here. I don't sugarcoat nothing. I mean, that album, Van Halen's latest album with Dave, I wasn't crazy about it. And then that Van Halen 3, I wasn't crazy about that. That's just, it didn't do nothing for me, But everything else is amazing. But those two albums, it just doesn't. Yo, doesn't. It didn't do anything for me.
Is that like Freeze On?
Yeah. What was that, Jason?
I don't want to put a staple in the community, Van Halen community, but whenever Van Halen came back out after their long stint without Sammy and Dave finally came back, and I'm not sure exactly. I'm sure Johnny Bean and the rest, some of you other guys on the panel probably just spit the year back out, but I'm thinking it was 2012 maybe, or was it 14 or something like that when they first came back out and toured for the first time in forever with David, and Wolfgang was with them instead of Mark Anthony. Me and my little brother, we were at work, and I was like, dude, I got notification. I'm like, yeah, we're going to go. Well, Charlotte, they were opening up, starting the tour in Charlotte. And then they were going to Greensboro.
Yeah, I remember
it's 2007. Okay. So I didn't want to go
see him.
Right. I didn't want to go to Charlotte because just the time didn't work out right. But I was like, hey, man, I said, let's drive an hour and a half up to Greensboro. I said, won't nobody be at that show? You know what I'm saying? It's not as popular of a venue as Charlotte was.
Right.
We get some good seats. And we did get some good seats. We were like if you're looking at the stage, the way it was set up, Wolfgang was over here, Eddie was here, Dave was here. And, of course,
Alex
behind them. We were over here, front of the side of the stage where Wolfgang was. And at the time, I didn't do any kind of research on it at all. I was just like, hell yeah, I went and made the damn Van Halen disc of all the catalog and everything like that so we could listen to it and prime the pump and everything like that and get ready when we drove up there. Got a hotel room to stay the night, got a few beers, took a taxi to the Coliseum, got in our seats and everything. And then Wolfgang, the band comes out, lights come on, and Wolfgang's there and Mark Anthony's not. And I didn't know this at the time. And I'm like, who the hell is that? And I'm like, I looked at my brother and I'm like, who's that? That's not Mark Anthony. And of course they do the introductions and I find out that it's Eddie's son, Wolfgang. And I was like, oh man. Wow. But it turned out the show was fine and it was good. Once they started playing the music, of course, you got those feelings, you got the energy. And it was awesome as far as that goes. And when we left, matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken, it was after that show, Eddie got food poisoning or something, and diverticulitis or something. They had to go to the hospital or something like that, if I'm not mistaken, because we came out, went in the front side of the Coliseum, came out, got turned around in there, came out the back side where the tour buses were. So they were getting on the tour buses and hanging out. David was hanging out the window and everything like that, waving at everybody while we were walking down the ramp and everything like that. So that was really cool as far as that goes. But if I'm not mistaken, I believe it wasn't too long after that. There was a report on the news about him going to the hospital and having to get that diverticulitis or whatever it was fixed or something. But it was 2007, I believe Bozique said it was.
Yeah, 2007. That's when I went to go see him. That's when a friend of mine, Jason, his brother couldn't make it to the concert, and he calls me up and he goes, "Hey man, you want to go see Van Halen? I got a ticket." And I'm like, yes, man, I'll go with you. I bought it. And some of my videos, I just put in the chat here. Some of my videos, I'm wearing that Van Halen concert shirt. It's got the tour dates in the back, and it's got the what do you call it? The girl on the front holding a Van Halen guitar. Anyways, that's when we saw Wolfgang for the first time. I felt bad for Wolfgang because you can kind of tell he was new, fresh, nervous. Here's his dad. Eddie's going back and forth, running back Eddie style, just running around, jumping around, and he kept on going up to Wolfgang, encouraging him, like getting up to him, going, "Come on, let's go, move!" And he was just standing there stiff as a board, just playing his bass. And I'm like, and my buddy and I were looking at him like, poor Wolfgang, man. You can tell he had that stage fright. But I mean, it was understandable. I didn't knock him for it. I'm sure as the years went on, he loosened up. But I remember seeing Eddie Van Halen going up to his son, just trying to, and you can see him laughing, kind of going like, "Come on, get into it." And then he would move a little bit and then stop and then play his bass. And then Eddie would go up to him and go, "Come on." And he'd move around. It's like he had to have that little push from his dad. But that's awesome, man. That's got to be badass.
Yeah, that
man.
was cool.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I wish
that was cool.
Like Johnny mentioned in the chat, I mean, the sound was fine. It was just the mental thing of seeing Mark Anthony, Van Halen, the original lineup, because like I said, I didn't do any research one way or the other. I didn't know who was in the lineup, who wasn't in the lineup, other than David Lee Roth was back as far as that goes. I wasn't kicking on Woofy at all. I mean, the sound in the song.
I will say this, man. I mean, on some of those videos I've seen on YouTube with Wolfgang and his dad and Dave and Alex from that last tour, the background vocals and harmonies were actually really, I was shocked. I mean, him and his dad, they sang the backup vocals, I should say, great. I was like, man, that sounds incredible. I was really shocked because Michael Anthony is a key element in that Van Halen sound.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
I mean, he is a key element. I mean, that's just my opinion. But I was really shocked to hear Eddie and his son be able to pull that off. I was like, damn, they sound good.
Yeah.
They sound really good. So,
sounds really good is Michael Anthony and Sammy Hagar.
Oh, that's half of the Van Hagar band right there. Man. I mean, that's your whole vocal presence pretty much.
Wow.
And
those guys are perfect.
And they are still going strong. Sammy 71. Michael Anthony's sticking with him still. Sammy is really I'm gonna tell you, man, just as a friend, Sammy has really stuck by Mike, and Mike has stuck by Sammy, and that is really a great bond between those two. That is just amazing. You know, it's just like we're not gonna let nobody break up this friendship.
No, it's a good friendship. That's what it is, right there. Good friendship, man.
And if I'm not mistaken, I could be totally wrong, but you know, when this is in Sammy's book, Red, My Uncensored Life in Rock, when the whole Cabo Wabo thing came around, and you can go back and see these old videos on YouTube when they first got Cabo Wabo, when they first opened it up. It's dark in there. It doesn't look nothing like it does now. It's just kind of barren, you know. But they were excited. Sammy was really pumped. He's always wanted a place like that, right? And they go and they play and all that stuff. It's really cool, man. But after some time, when they would leave, the cantina would not do well. They would lose business, and the business would just plummet. And so he said, over time, him and Michael Anthony would go, and they would just hang out and do some jams and invite friends.
Sure.
And the place would do good. And then Eddie and Alex got pissed off because Michael was going with Sammy to Cabo Wabo. And then they made it to where they told Michael, you're not allowed to go with Sammy Hagar to the Cabo Wabo Cantina. You can't go. If you go, you're going to be out of here. So he couldn't go. And then it started where it was doing bad. And the Van Halen brothers were putting some money in it. And then they finally told Sammy, we're not putting any more money into this cantina. It's not making any money. We're done. So Sammy bought out Eddie and Alex. He bought their share, whatever you call it, the shares or whatever. He bought them out because he wanted to keep it. Now, here's what I'm getting at. I want to say that Michael Anthony kept his investment in there. So that kind of makes sense, because even we fast forward to now and the past couple of birthday bashes that Sammy's had, you know, Mike's always there. He's always with them anyway. But, you know, Mike's on stage having a good time. And I said, now, I really think he kept his investment. So he's doing fine, because he signed off on the last 04 reunion. If I remember hearing correctly, he said in his book that Mike, after that tour was over, Mike signed away his remaining rights with Van Halen. So he don't get anything now. So, and I thought to myself, well, he must have something into play for him to do that.
Now, I could be wrong. Sorry, Joe. I could be wrong about this too, but I think I heard from my big Van Halen fan, my buddy Jason, not you, Jason, wait, but but you are my buddy, brother. But my friend Jason, he's a big Van Halen freak. He told me that even when we went to go see him in 2007, it wasn't just Wolfgang and Alex and Eddie's doing the background vocals, but I think they were sampling Michael Anthony, his actual recording into the live performance. Ooh. And they bought Michael Anthony out. So what we were hearing, what we thought was not only just Alex and Wolfgang and Eddie, but it was actually Michael Anthony's voice. But since Michael Anthony sold or gave that part, Eddie had the right to use Michael Anthony's background vocals.
That is very interesting.
If anybody in the chat can tell me I'm wrong, I mean, I could be wrong. You know, I'm not saying this is true fact, but I actually believe it. I mean, that's business is business. If Michael Anthony is the sound of Van Halen and Eddie and Alex own that, I would think that you would use that sampling. That's the word I'm using for the sampling of Michael Anthony's vocals.
Well, it's like J708 says Eddie owns the masters, right? So,
yeah. That's
wow.
true.
I didn't know Eddie on the masters. That's great. That's always I've always heard that's what you want to be able to do is own your masters. I remember Prince fought that for a long time to own his masters, and he finally got them. And I was like, wow, man.
But those guys are doing great, man. You have
who was it? Michael Jackson bought the Beatles masters or something at one point. Okay.
Yeah, he
something
did.
Something
he
like
bought
that,
the publishing.
Yeah. something like
Yeah.
Yeah, because I heard the story. I don't know if this is true, but I want to say I heard the story that I heard this actually in a recent audiobook, and it's by Steve Lukather. If anybody know who Steve Lukather is,
Oh yeah.
Sure.
amazing
Toto.
guitarist of
Toto.
Toto. He just put out a new book, and it's called The Gospel According to Luke is the name of the book. And I got the audiobook from audible.com. I got that. And so he talks about certain different artists he worked with, and Michael Jackson, of course, was one of them because he played the bass guitar and the rhythm on Beat It, and Eddie did the solo. But he said the weird thing is he remembers being in another session with Michael Jackson on that Thriller album, and him and Paul McCartney were doing that. What was it? They were doing Ebony and Ivory or something. They were doing one of those songs, and Michael Jackson was kind of talking to Paul McCartney about, the stuff, hey, how's the publishing and all this stuff, and then he kind of just swooped it out from underneath him without Paul McCartney even noticing what Michael Jackson was doing, and then before you know it, Michael Jackson had bought it, and I heard that he was pretty sour about that because Paul McCartney was wanting to get it, and Michael grabbed it.
Michael grabbed it, yeah.
I don't know if that's what I heard.
I've heard that story too, yeah, man. That was the friendship kind of broke up right there because they did that. What's that song? That Ebony and Ivory.
Yeah.
Kind of what did they do? The Girl Is Mine. That's the song. That's the song.
Yeah.
The Girl Is Mine.
Yeah.
They did that video together. They did that collaboration together, and I think Michael said, wouldn't it be nice if I bought the Beatles catalog? And Paul McCartney thought he was joking, and he did it. Hey, real quick, man. Joe, it's up to you, brother. I'm not. 7/8 is asking for an invite. Who'd like to jump on?
Sure, no problem at all. Yeah, let me see here. Let me get it.
What about Johnny?
Johnny as well. I don't know what Jay's Gmail is. Let's see. Jay, I'll send it to you to Facebook Messenger, okay? And
So
Johnny the same.
So send me an invite. I love this talk.
Okay. I don't know if my let's see if I can do this. Hang on just a minute. And I'm going to mute my microphone and let y'all take over for a minute while I invite these gentlemen. Yeah. If you don't mind. Y'all go ahead and take over. And there you go.
Back to you, Bob.
I was thinking.
Well, Zeke,
I was going to say when he's talking about the Michael Anthony and Sammy Hagar being so close, it's kind of nice as far as Michael Anthony in the past getting basically ostracized by the other three. I mean Eddie, Alex, and Dave. Earlier years, they were kind of I wasn't there, but I did listen to the audiobook of both of the Van Halen Rising and the other one too. But it was there. I mean, from the books you listen to it, they really weren't nice to Michael Anthony, man.
No, I mean you got to think about it. He's like the little underdog guy, man. But I mean, think about it. I mean, Sammy and Michael Anthony, they're happy. I think they're happy at this point. I think they know that it can never be the same. I mean, everyone wants to see the reunion because it's nostalgia for all of us, man. I mean, everybody wants to see that, right? Of course.
No doubt.
What for those guys? I mean, Michael Anthony and Sammy Hagar, they've expressed it multiple times that they're happy where they're at, and I don't think they need to go back and deal with that drama and all that shit. So they're at a point. I mean, come on, they're jamming with Jason Bonham. I mean, John Bonham's son. Dude, Jason Bonham was jamming with me, man. I'm sorry, man. Love Eddie stuff, but hey, time to move on. I mean, I think they left it at a good run, man. It's a good way to look back at that catalog and go, that was an awesome era, the Van Hagar era, and I think they should just leave it like that, man.
Sammy Hagar's actually got a pretty good YouTube channel with the interviews and stuff of different people.
Yeah.
I mean, I watch that a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I saw that one with Vince Neil. I mean, I know people were
I saw that
laughing,
And Alice Cooper. I mean, there's a bunch of them. Toby Keith. He did one with Toby Keith. They're real big.
He did it with what's his name from the Eagles? The guy who did Hotel California. Yes. Yeah.
And along with from ZZ Top.
Gibbons.
Billy Gibbons.
Billy Gibbons, yeah.
Yeah,
He's talking about using those sevens. He was talking about using sevens, right? On his strings,
wow.
Sevens on his guitar, yeah.
It's a really cool channel. Y'all check it out if you hadn't yet already.
I didn't know they made sevens. When the first time I heard that, I was like, "What, sevens?" So like on a toy guitar. What's up with sevens now? I
don't. 7-gauge. Oh
yeah.
Jeez.
Like, wouldn't they break easy, or maybe they're just really flexible?
It's like Sammy said, you can bend
with
the
my
whole step. Right.
With my fingers, man, I bend the string and it go right off the fretboard, man.
You would bend up 2 steps. R2.
I probably hit my face as I bend a note.
Well, you can make a 2-step.
That's crazy.
Hey, Jim, I'm still looking at the Kramer that I showed you, the 84.
You're right. Yeah.
All original with the EMG in it.
Mm-hmm.
If it's still
Here,
around.
hold on a second here. Soda Pop has been asking me multiple times here, guys. Sorry to interrupt you.
You're good.
Soda Pop, R2, what's your real first name, if you don't mind me asking? You asked me a couple of times. My name is Al, man, but everybody just calls me R2. So, Al, R2.
Yeah, Al, O-W-L. No. No,
Al!
You boys doing a little boozing, are you?
Yeah,
No,
What's up, man?
Hey!
What's up, man?
How are you
It's
doing?
Abraham Lincoln! Oh, no, sorry, it's Jay.
Oh my goodness!
Hey,
No,
Jay,
if you look at him in the studio right there, it looks like he's wearing an Abraham Lincoln hat.
nice.
I'm gonna have to adjust the brightness on that, so you can actually, no, it looks funny. Do it.
Leave it alone. It's good.
I'm
Good
sorry
to see you, Jay. Welcome, bro.
I'm sorry for the delay in the invite, man. I'm just what I have to work with is kind of bare minimum here.
Jason was wondering if you would send it through Pigeon, Pigeon message.
Yeah.
Weather Express. I'll be right back. Thanks for the invite. I'll be right back.
Yeah. Oh my goodness gracious alive! Woo.
Yeah, but I'm looking still got that Kramer in mind, and if it's available in about 2 weeks, then I'm gonna snatch that sucker up. If it's still available.
The red one?
No, that's the black one.
The black one, yeah.
It's got a rosewood.
What was the price on it?
It's really cheap. It's
that's what you were saying.
By the time you put it in the cart, it's under $300.
Wow.
What's that? What are you guys talking about?
The
It's a Focus 1000.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the Focus.
Yeah, that black one I sent you a picture of. It's got the EMG and the original Floyd Rose on it.
Yeah, it should have an original Floyd as long as nobody cheats.
You didn't buy that thing yet, man? I thought you were going to buy that.
I almost pulled the trigger, but I decided to get the camera instead. But I'll definitely have the extra, more than enough funds in a couple of weeks, and if it's still available, I'll get it right. Get it shipped next day.
Yeah.
I've always liked that. I've always liked that Kramer with the I think it's black and has like a bullseye. Kind of reminds me of the guy that played it from Twisted Sister.
Yeah.
Back in the 80s.
That's his model, isn't it?
It might be. I don't know.
Was it the Pacer model? I think.
I don't know. That's what I was going to ask y'all.
See,
I always
it's got to
thought
be
that
the
looked so
Focus
cool.
or the Pacer, one or the other, because it's that body style.
Yeah, I think it's not that expensive.
It looks like a Focus body, but yeah.
Or is it the actual 84? I think there's one called the 84, the model itself.
It's a good question. I just thought it looked cool. I was like, man, I'd like to have that.
Mm-hmm.
Thought it was incredible.
Oh, you want a Kramer? I can hook you up with a Kramer.
It was the bullseye when I saw it. If I saw an American Musical or where I saw it, but it looks really cool.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I get you in trouble. I just got an email from American Musical. Some of the new Kramers, the Epiphone Kramers, they're $8.99. They have Seymour Duncan JBs in them, and the original Floyd Rose, they're going on sale from $8.99 to $5.99 clearance.
Oh, thanks, man.
Oh, that's dangerous, man.
Oh,
yes. What was it? The sparkle green and sparkle orange and all, whatever you call them things. I can't remember what the actual name is. But
yeah.
as far as electronics, Yeah, metallic. There you go.
Metallic
Sorry.
green. Yeah.
Brain fart there. But the metallic green, metallic yellow, metallic purple, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
It's
But
funny
that's
though, when it's metallic red, it's candy apple red. But when
right.
it's metallic anything else,
It's a regular color. Yeah.
Soda Pop says that Kramer is a Kramer Beretta, Jason.
Beretta. There you go. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Soda. Thank you, man.
Soda Pop, man, you crazy madman entering all these. I like to shout out to Soda Pop for, I think he's got about 50 guitar entries for that guitar pedal contest that I got going on here, Joe. If you don't mind me promoting my dying distortion pedal contest.
Go ahead. Please, go ahead.
Yeah, everybody, come on, join in, everybody. Go to my channel, do the contest, show us your best licks. Do what Soda Pop's doing.
Himself. He's trying to enter and beat himself.
Yeah, is there a are you allowed to enter many times as you want with different solos, or is it just one shot?
You can do whatever you want, man. I'm getting to the point where it's just play something. Send me something, play something. I mean, we got some good entries, man. I'll tell you that much, man. We got some people sending videos in, and all of us here, I'll call it I got to be careful how I word this, the inner circle organizers here are checking the videos. You know, I gotta be careful when I say circle or round table or anything to that sort, because it might offend some people. Anyways, yeah, man, enter. Just send me what you got, man. Play a note and hold it for 30 seconds, man. You might win. Who knows?
You might win. So, what are we looking at for time frame on this contest here?
November the 23rd. Actually, Thanksgiving Day is the end of the contest. Right on. He said he wanted to do a 30 days, and he dropped the video.
That is 30. Right. That's what I was thinking. I just wasn't sure if that was, if we figured out that was going to just be it, even because it was on Thanksgiving or whatever. And I think that's going to be fun. It's going to be nice.
Absolutely. And Vintage Sounds, if you'll check out R2's page, there's a video on his page, and in the video plus in the description are all the details on how to enter and what the rules are and so on and so forth as far as that contest for the dime distortion pedal.
Jay's best. What's up, Jay?
Hey, Jay, what's going on, man?
I was just going to grab a beer, and then you guys were talking about Sammy, so I grabbed a Sammy's guitar rum.
Wow.
Oh, yes, sir.
Awesome, man. Awesome, man.
Make me
Cheers, man. Cheers.
Welcome to the party. Yeah, awesome. Fantastic, brother. Fantastic. Welcome, man. Thank you for being here.
I'm going to have to go grab another vanilla porter. I'll be back.
Ooh.
Yeah, help yourself, brother. Yeah. We're here to have a good time. Absolutely, man. Hey, Larry Riker, how are you, sir?
Vintage Sounds. What contest? Sounds. Go to my channel. Joe doesn't mind if I'm promoting my channel here. As long as there's one particular individual. And no, he's not here, so don't worry about that. He's not going to block you for me self-promoting my contest here. I
don't even know who you're talking about.
No, neither do I. I don't know what I'm talking about. But if you go to EJ's channel, you go to Jay's channel, you go to Bruce's channel, Joe's channel, anybody's channel, go to my channel. There's a contest going on. I'm giving away a MXR dime distortion pedal in the box with an 18-volt adapter and annual and everything. There's a song by fellow American Devil. I handpicked this song. He gave us permission to use this song. And if you come up with a melody, a solo, do what you want, man. Come up with something interesting. This is just to get everybody in the guitar community to express themselves. And even if you don't win, if we don't pick you, we're still going to display your video to showcase your talent, man, your songs, your abilities. That's what it's all about. I'm just want to give this pedal away. I've given some other stuff away, and just want to promote positive vibes into this community. That's all. That's just all what it's all about. I'm not trying to exclude anybody. I know this may sound like I had to do it in that kind of style of music of metal for American Devil because it is a dime distortion pedal, and a dime is a heavy metal guitarist. And so if you just come up with it, and like I said, I'm getting to the point where if you just put a video out and show me something, anything, and you may be chosen from any one of our organizers here. We're going to let people decide who's going to be the winner, and you might be the lucky winner of the MXR pedal. If you go in the video, it shows you the rules, when it ends, and do it to it, man. Everybody, just do it.
Johnny asked if he can enter. I want somebody that's not into metal to win it.
Sure.
Mitch Heyman. Mitch Heyman says, I can't play metal. I have a metal deficiency, HMD. Do it, Mitch. Enter it.
Yeah.
No, sometimes it's cool to like get somebody else's perspective or style. Oh, because, you know.
Well, here, I got Dry Heat right here. Dry Heat 480. Thank you, brother. R2R3 doesn't give any junk away. He won my last contest. I gave away a dime Crybaby from Hell wah-wah pedal, and Dry Heat was the winner of that pedal. Awesome. And I mailed it to him personally. So thank you, Dry Heat.
He's excluded. He can't join, right? Or he can't.
Oh, he can. Yeah, he can. Do it.
So Jay, let me ask Jay.
No, man, Vintage Sounds, you cannot win my Triaxis. Sorry. Vintage Sounds wants to win my Mesa Boogie Triaxis. No, sir, that's not part of the giveaway.
That's not part of it.
That's not part of the deal. That's not part of the deal. Let me ask Jay. What's your thoughts about Sammy and Mike and them doing their things and all that? What we were talking about earlier. What's your touch on that?
I've been listening for about the past maybe half hour. My phone had 1%, so I was watching on my Xbox, so I didn't get the comment or whatever. But
okay,
you guys started talking about it. I was like, oh man, here we go.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I think give me something to kind of touch on, like as far as the Sammy and Mike, like not being in Van Halen. What do you want me to kind of?
No, as far as your opinion, do you think that they're happier? Do you think that they should get back together, or should they try that? Do you think it'll never? It's just leave it alone. It's the good times are over, and everybody just go their separate ways.
I mean, I'll give you a couple different I guess points of view. I would like to see kind of what Sammy wants, whereas they go out with both of them. They do so what would be Sammy, Mike, Alex, and Eddie, and then it would be Dave, Wolfgang, Alex, and Eddie. And do the split thing. Even though I can't see Roth agreeing to that at this point. I think if Eddie presented Roth with that option, I think Roth would be like, nope, I'm out. I don't want to do that. And maybe that's happened. Who knows?
Right.
But also, I think Sammy, at this point, he wants to have some kind of relationship with Eddie again. I think that's the main thing that he misses. Yeah. I honestly think Sammy is a good person. I mean, I think he really misses his friendship with Eddie. So there's that aspect. And I think Michael Anthony is such a good guy. Everything that's happened to him from those guys, I think he would forgive them in a heartbeat. And it's just, he's like I don't want to call him the innocent bystander in the whole thing, but he's like the good guy. And I almost bad. It's like, you've never heard any story about him screwing anybody over, being a jerk, or any of that stuff. And it's like, he's always the one that's like Anthony, come on, man.
Yeah.
So
I like that. Hey, I like to ask Jay this. Hey, it's funny. It's like, I've seen Van Halen since 1980, and I've seen it with David Lee Roth and Sammy. But it's like the fans that love David Lee Roth, they won't accept, the Sammy era, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like the fans who love Sammy accept the David Lee Roth era, I don't know.
I completely agree with you. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like, both of the eras are great.
Yeah,
it's phenomenal.
I mean, right? But I mean, why? my only thing is why won't Van Halen? You know, and I'm a huge fan. I mean, I named my son after Alex Van Halen, so I'm saying I'm a huge fan. But why wouldn't they? You know, the whole era with Sammy is just kind of shelved. You know.
Yeah, it is a shame. And speaking of your son being named after Alex, my daughter, her initials are EVH.
Yeah, right.
So,
Right.
you know, Eddie Van Halen and Steve Vai, my favorite guitar players. But I think it's the fact of like, you know, I think the older Roth fans, like people that were maybe, you know, in their late teens or older when Sammy got into Van Halen, I think those were the fans that are kind of like, you know, I'm not saying all of them, obviously.
Sure.
I think a lot of them are kind of like, that's not the Van Halen I grew up on. Like it's you know, it's a whole different thing.
Like me, I'm 55. You know, I mean, I've seen the original, and with Sammy, and yeah, I was a huge Sammy fan. But I don't know, just for me,
did you like Sammy before he joined Van Halen?
Yeah, I was a huge, you know, 3-lock box. You know, you know, I'm not gonna say I can't drive 55 because we've heard it so much, but you know, the early Sammy stuff.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. It's just for me.
But see, that's what happened to me, Jim. My brother is 7 years older than me, and my brother was the first guy that turned me on to Van Halen. I mean, I actually remember the first time I actually heard Eruption, and my brother played it on a portable 8-track. Remember 8-track, guys?
Yeah,
8-track player.
Yeah.
And I heard Eruption, and I was probably 5-6 years old. I know you guys are not going to believe that, but I still remember that. Mm-hmm. And my brother was a big David Lee Roth fan. That when that whole 5150 came out, my brother was in the Marine Corps at the time, and we were writing letters to each other, and he goes, "Do you believe this, man? Sammy." So my brother was that guy that was like David Lee Roth. Yeah. So that kind of pushed on to me, and I had a friend too that loved David Lee Roth and was strictly David Lee Roth. And when I used to go to band practice with my band before we play shows, my guitar player's uncle, he would let us jam in his basement to practice before the shows, and we would go upstairs and have a cigarette break, and he'd be playing Live Without a Net. And all the other guys in my bands were like, "Nah, Sammy Hagar, boo." Mm-hmm. And I was sitting there at the same time going, "Yeah, Sammy Hagar sucks." But I was like, "Dude, this is actually pretty good." Quietly. I'm like, I didn't want to tell them, but I was like, "This is awesome, dude." Seeing Eddie up there and Sammy Hagar, I go, "This is a phenomenal show."
Camaraderie.
So, anyways, now, I'll be honest with you, just until recently, watching the Johnny Bean show and everything, I started watching Live Without a Net, and to me, it felt fresh and new. And I sit there and go, why did I not listen to this, man? Why did I go with my friends, the crowd, my brother, all these die-hard David Lee Roth fans? But now, to me, it's fresh, man. So just recently, I bought that DVD. I mean, I was just like, I got to watch this. And I've been watching it thanks to Jay Hannon, John Biel, I mean, everybody. I was like, dude, this is awesome, man.
Don't leave Steve out of that.
Yeah, of course, the Rummeister, man. Of course.
Yeah.
So let me ask everybody in here. Everybody in here likes both eras of Van Halen, right?
Sure.
Yes. Absolutely. Yes.
We're the lucky ones.
We get to enjoy it all.
We get to enjoy what? 11?
So we're Eddie fans. You know, we're fans of Eddie Van Halen.
That's probably it.
You know, I've seen Van Halen in 1980. You know, I was 17, and I seen the first time with Sammy in Shreveport when they opened up. First time with Sammy Hagar when he joined. In 86.
That was their first show. That was the very first.
Shreveport. Yeah, I've seen that. I was there. You know?
Wow,
right on, Jim.
So yeah. I mean, I love both eras, but I just.
So, Jim, was that like around the Women and Children first in '80?
Yes, because the first time they came, they went to Municipal Auditorium, and it was with Montrose, and I can't remember who else, but when they came to the Hearst Coliseum, it was Bachman Turner Overdrive who opened for them, you know.
Nice.
But, I mean, both eras are great. I just don't know why, you know, the early David Lee Roth fans can't accept the Sammy era. You know what I'm saying?
You know what a part of it is? I'm going to throw a different band in the mix here. I grew up a huge Anthrax fan.
Sure.
And to me, Anthrax, Joey Belladonna is the lead singer of Anthrax. And when they got John Bush in there,
yeah.
Like I didn't like it, but I mean the style completely changed. It was less thrash and more like that stomp, whatever they used to call it.
Yeah.
And John
Stomp 442.
Yeah, that was the second album that really didn't really. I think Dimebag was actually on that record.
Yes, yes.
But I can never fall in love with the John Bush era, even though I think Sound of White Noise is phenomenal. That's a really good album. But to me, it was like, nope, Joey Belladonna is the singer of Anthrax. And I think that's probably how
that's a perfect example. Yeah, man. Yeah.
That's the way R2 felt about Bieber.
But it's almost like the people who, the Sammy people, they still accept the David Lee Roth era, but the other era, the David Lee Roth people don't accept the Sammy era. And it's just, I love them both. I mean, how can you not love both eras of Van Halen? I mean, even with Sharon, I mean, there was a couple of 3 great songs on that album, I mean,
with me, it's not so much, and maybe I'm just a little different point of view. It's the music, the musical value. Because somebody can play, a band can come out, and if there's lyrical content and the singer isn't worth a crap, but the music and the rhythm and the melody, the melodicism behind it is good, I can still get into it just as well as I can somebody that's got the total package one way or the other. But if the music is just crap, then the music's crap. You know what I'm saying? To me, as far as that goes. But I think they had, across the board, Van Halen, all eras, to a certain extent, had their own value of melodic content, good lyrical content, and enough to appeal to each particular generation that came into it whenever they did come into it, one way or the other. And that's their mainstay. That's why we're here on this panel talking about Eddie Van Halen, and they ain't been around in years as far as that goes, out on the stage.
There's another concept too to look at. A lot of people, when they follow bands, follow singers. It seems like some musicians follow the music, like you're talking about. So that's another difference too. A lot of people that only like one or the other.
That's a good point.
Yeah,
that's true. True.
They're not, they're not guitarists. They're not musicians. They're mostly just people that like music and listen. They don't.
And they hear the voice.
Yes.
What about AC/DC? There's some people that just like the Bon Scott era.
Yeah.
There's people that like.
There's a special. I mean, he died, so it's like you can't really say, "Oh, what are you doing?" When they got Sammy, it's like, "What's going on?" Right. They had no choice. AC/DC. Yeah. Well, what are you gonna have to get somebody?
Well, think about when was it? Okay, just here recently in the last 5 years, AC/DC got rid of
Brian
Johnson, and all of a sudden you see
Axl Rose,
the lead singer, and on stage singing in a wheelchair with a cast on. Yeah. I'm like, I mean, but there again,
that's funny.
You see some of there's some trash videos out there of the footage as far as that goes, but there's actually some good videos out there, and he didn't do too bad. You know what I'm saying?
But Jason, I think that's kind of weird too, because I mean, at that point, would you rather see them with just some new guy, or would you rather see him with Axl Rose? So it's like they knew they had
you had a little bit of clout there, one way or the other, something to draw.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But the only thing gets me is like the whole Sammy era though is just like shelved. Even when Van Halen toured the last time, they didn't play anything from that. And
oh no,
yeah, and there's so many fans of that You know,
I love that music. That music is outstanding. I love that music.
But
man.
how can you just ignore that? You know, and
well,
I'm a Van Halen fan.
Dave can't.
You know,
Dave can't sing that anyway. He's not. Even if Dave could sing it, he's not going to because the last time the Dave and Sam and Dave tour was at 2001.
Yeah.
They had a huge falling out on there, and but see, Sammy is willing to say, "Hey, I can let bygones be bygones, and we can try it again."
Yeah.
Sammy is that kind of guy. He says, "Hey, if you are cool, I'll be cool with you. But if you're going to be a jerk, then screw it." But Sammy seems like he's always the kind of guy. Hey, if you want to give it another shot, then we'll give it a shot. You know. Yeah. And
Sammy had to deal with that era of when Eddie was in bad shape, man. I mean, I feel bad that stuff got recorded and it's available on YouTube to watch.
Yeah,
I love Eddie.
Yeah, I've seen some of that. Yeah.
If Eddie was in the right state of mind during that period, like in 2000, I wonder if it would have been fine and they might have continued. You know, who knows?
I agree. We all kind of know now as Van Halen fans, and Eddie was just messed up. He was in bad shape. His marriage was over. He was just in horrible shape. And have you read that book, Jay? Sammy read My Own Such a Life in Rock. Have you?
I had somebody read it. I bought the audio
version.
Yeah,
that's what I got. Yeah, it's a phenomenal book. I love that book.
It was great, man. I mean, the second. I don't know about you guys. Did you guys? I almost preferred like when this moment in the book happened. And Joe, you probably know. Did anybody else get the audio book?
No, but I know what you're talking about. There's been people that like Joe and a couple of friends of mine, my buddy Jason, who tells me all about it, man.
Whoever the guy was reading it said, and then Eddie Van Halen called. I was like, I couldn't wait to keep it going to hear the next.
That was awesome.
Cool, man.
That was awesome. But see, Sammy, he says. He said publicly, he said it many times. He doesn't just talk about the bad stuff. He talks about all the great stuff too.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
You know, he even talks about himself, how he screwed up and did stuff. So, but I have it for my own opinion. It's just my 2 cents. I think Eddie felt burned by that, and that's something that he just can't get past. He felt really betrayed, and even I believe. Jay, maybe you might know this or anybody else. I want to say I recall Sammy saying, maybe I shouldn't have said all I said, but I did, and it's already out there. But maybe I shouldn't have quite went to that extent. Well, you know, but regardless, it's phenomenal.
See how, I mean, you know, I was in a band for how many years, and not that I did anything crazy like that, but I'd still be kind of ticked if one of my bandmates kind of like went public with some of the dumb stuff we used to do. It's like, dude, that's
keeping it in the house,
right? You know,
right?
Yeah. It was. I'm sure a lot of that was confided in Sammy. I guess I don't know, but man, it's if y'all haven't heard that audiobook, it's worth signing up for Audible for the free 30-day trial and getting that book for free. I'm not trying to, do a shameless plug. I'm not sponsored by nobody, but oh my God, man, sign up for the 30-day free trial, get your free book and get that book and download it to your smartphone and listen to that book.
Isn't it like almost 8 hours long, like 7 hours and something?
Yeah, it's like 7-8 hours long, 7 or 8 hours long. And
crazy because it would take me like 7-8 months to read that.
Man, I can't read a book. I have to listen to it because I drive all the time. Yep. So it helps me pass the time. But man, when I got that book the first time, I said I cannot wait to listen to this damn book. And I started that thing. And yes, sir.
Joe, we need to pause here. We need to do a commercial break for Van Halen audiobooks.
Oh, okay.
I'm just messing with you, man.
Narrated by Jay Hannon. And so, but yeah, that book was phenomenal, man. It started, and I was my round trip is like, 10 hours. I had that book done in one night, man, and I just could not stop listening to it. It was great. It was great, man.
I got a question for Jay.
Yes.
Jay, What are your feelings on the 3 bass players in Metallica?
Well, when I got into Metallica, it was during the Justice era.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It wasn't the one video. Everybody thinks like, oh, that's the one that brought. My cousin got the And Justice for All cassette for Christmas.
Short of straw.
And you know what's funny? That's like the first song I remember
Short of straw.
hearing. You know what I mean? It's the first song on side 2, and it's like it just for some reason when I think back to Christmas morning, we were playing Castlevania on a Nintendo, and I remember him. We just had that tape on loop, and that's the one song I remember sticking out. Like, man, this is awesome. But I think, in my opinion, the perfect bass player for Metallica is Newsted. Just the image, the look, the personality.
They would have been great. Yeah. Yeah.
You know, but at the same time, I mean, people that I'm sure are a little older than me that were fans from, you know, either Master or before would say, dude, it's Cliff Burton. Like, that's, of course, it's got to be Cliff Burton.
Sure.
But, you know, the first bass player that I remember was Jason Newsted. So,
yes, big shoes to fill, right? Yeah.
For me, I remember Jason Newsted being with Flotsam and Jetsam.
Yep, I love me some Flotsam.
And then Robert Trujillo, I remember him being with Suicidal Tendencies. That was his band. He was Suicidal Tendencies and Infectious Grooves.
Yep.
I don't know if you guys remember Infectious Grooves.
Yeah.
If not, check them out. Funky bass, rock, metal.
We opened up for them at the Chance in Poughkeepsie, and I just remember Mike Muir not being very friendly. But this might have been after he was out of that group. So,
well, yeah. I mean, but he had Suicidal Tendencies and Infectious Group probably going up at the same time. So his head was probably big.
Yeah.
Do you remember Ron?
Oh, Ron McGovney?
McGovney?
I mean, I remember hearing about him years ago, but I mean,
he didn't make a big impact on a lot of people.
Right.
No, I guess he wasn't very good at bass either, right?
Yeah. I didn't even get into Metallica until the Jason Newsted era, as far as I guess. So when I'm like you, Jay, whenever I didn't know Metallica enough to know Cliff Burton and his prestige as a bass player.
Oh, phenomenal.
And when Robert came on, I was just like, yeah. I mean, you know, it's just like, and to me, just personal opinion, you roast me if you want to, the quality of the music, and I'm not saying it's his fault, I'm just saying the quality of the music went down to a certain degree.
Well, I mean, those guys already reached the mountaintop. I mean, it's what do you have?
Right.
What else do you have? The hunger is gone. It's the same thing when I don't want to take this over with this type of stuff, but I mean, look at like sports, right? You get these boxers. Boxing is the perfect analogy for so many things in life.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you get these guys, they go up the ranks, they become champion, and then it's like I reached the pinnacle, and it's like that drive isn't there anymore because they've reached that point.
They reached it, the peak. Yeah,
they've been trying to reach, and it's like now what?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's why I feel Robert Trujillo before Metallica, he would display his talent. Man, his bass playing is phenomenal. Where I think in Metallica, you don't even see it.
Mm-hmm.
No, you don't. And of course, you don't want to see I don't want to hear funk bass lines in a Metallica song.
Sure, yeah.
You should be able to showcase him in certain sections. Like, hey, Rob, why don't you do a cool little run here or something?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm surprised they haven't done that. But I think he's just happy to be in the band, man.
He got $1 million check to join the band.
Yeah.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah, no doubt.
Amazing. Oh man. So what's anybody been jamming lately on anything in particular, or just noodling along, or is there anything certain song or anything anybody's been trying to work on, or maybe an original or something like that?
Don't ever leave for once.
I've been messing around with the Trooper from Iron Maiden, just as far as that goes, because I've always heard it, but I never even attempted to try to play it. And I've got that first run down pretty well as far as that goes, and the rhythm right after the run initial intro as far as that. But to dig down into it, you got a whole song. Now the leads, that's above my skill set right now as far as that goes. But that's what I'm working on. That and noodling on backing tracks and stuff like that.
Awesome. What about you, Mr. Bruce? Anything that you're woodshedding on right now?
Yeah, a little bit of everything, but there is something I'm messing around with that I'm gonna probably try to. I was trying to get the video out this week, but it didn't happen. So next week, hopefully, and it could be fantastic or anything, but it'll be fun.
Well, it doesn't matter, man. As long as that's the whole point. As long as you're having fun.
You said fun. Yeah. That's the bottom. That's the bottom line.
Yes, sir.
The backing tracks I play with, I know it's not spot on, but I'm having fun.
You're having fun, man.
I'm just having. I'm like, I don't, whatever. this is my getaway.
Yep.
You're not playing that solo note for note. Who cares, man?
Dude, Joe, you're awesome, man. Everything you're playing is real and relaxed and loose, and that's the best, Joe. Well, you do a great job, man.
Jim Guidry's phone died, so
Jimbo's phone died. Yeah, I was looking on the thing, and it was like he was like frozen, and I was like, man, what's going on?
Yeah, he said his phone died.
It's frozen. But what about you, Jay? Are you working on anything, man? Anything that you're messing with?
I have. I don't talk about this very often on Johnny's show, but I have a full album of solos to write, and I'm like way behind.
Holy smokes!
Yeah, my thing is I'm trying to get better, So I'm like I'm gonna hold off on writing. I kind of like hear stuff in my head, but I can't play. I can't play what I'm hearing right now. Yeah. So I'm still trying to get better, and I don't know if you guys.
Well, I think
the Pumpkinhead video I did on Halloween.
Why don't you put that on YouTube, man? Put that on your channel.
Yeah, maybe I should. Yeah. I don't really.
Yeah, put it on your channel.
Maybe I should.
Put it on your channel, bro. Yeah, you showed it a little bit on Johnny's show there, and I'm like, what? Dude, put this out, man.
Well, the audio Instagram guy.
By the way, I've been watching Jay. You may not believe me, but in Chicago, I used to see Jay in the second stage with his band, the Ozfest, and that's where the whole thing "Who Farted" came from.
Yep.
He's got a TC. He used to, unless you still have it, a TC Electronic G-Force that would display the screen on the display of the effects processor.
It would scroll.
And Jay used to. I think he used to say "Who farted" on it.
Yeah. You just brought back a memory. I remember the day I bought it, right? Because it said the original scroll said like GT or TC Electronic G-Force effects processor. That's what the entire thing.
And it had those big dot letters, like the display, right?
Yeah.
Scroll past, right? So I'm like, really? That's going to scroll the whole time. So I usually don't look through manuals, but we had to leave on tour like the next day or something, and I had to program this thing, and I'm not really good at doing that type of stuff unless I feel around for a while, and I'm like, okay, that's how you do it. So I'm reading the manual, and I get to the section where it's like it talks about the the scrolling LED. It's like you can customize. I'm like, instantly, who farted? Who farted on there? Yeah. And you guys will laugh. How many people after a show or something would come up to me, not saying, "Oh, you guys are awesome," this, that. Yo, you're right.
Who farted? So that I was one of the first guys, and I saw Jay. I go, I know who that guy is, man. So I would type in the chat, "Who farted?" and Jay would just type "ha ha," and I go, I wonder if he's getting it, man. I go, dude.
Oh, that's so funny.
That's awesome.
So I go, that's it. And Jay, I've been going crazy. I've been looking through all my CDs, and I go, I have that Ozfest CD sampler with you on it. Oh. And I go, where the hell is this thing, man?
You have the DVD?
Not the DVD, but it was a CD sampler that I got for free at the show.
Yeah, because they put out a DVD a few months, or maybe.
I think it was wasn't it like the devil sitting on the toilet or something? On that one?
I don't know.
Man. Anyways, I've been Yeah, I remember seeing Jay's band at Ozfest. Yeah.
You know what's funny? You said you saw me at the Chicago show, right?
Yes.
I think we played pretty early that day because, Brendan B Squared, I say Brendan Buttcheeks in the chat.
Yes. Yeah.
He was on business in Chicago during that show. And he actually came to the show and picked me up afterwards. I was able to go to his hotel room, take a shower, went out to eat and stuff. So he was actually at that show as well.
That's awesome.
Oh, wow.
Look at that.
Look at
that. Wait, somebody was asking earlier, who's Brian Bosom? Isn't he a friend of yours?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought he was, because I remember when he first started coming into Johnny Bean and you were talking to him and everything, and because he still doesn't have an avatar, that's all,
He only uses this to come into the chat. That's it. That's the only reason he uses YouTube.
Oh, okay, it's just all right.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. I don't want to, because R2 doesn't want to go and and block him by accident. No.
No, he's fine. He might say some dumb stuff from time to time, but he loves busting my balls. So.
Yeah.
There you go. Like, good night, Bozique. Bozique's going to bed.
Oh, yeah. Good night, Bozique.
Yeah, if anybody that's left in the chat and on the panel hasn't seen it yet, the movie Hired Guns. I know we've mentioned it.
Oh yes, I've got that. That is awesome.
That's a good movie, man.
That is very good documentary.
Steve Lukather is in that and talking about all the stuff that they were involved in as far as that goes. Yeah. It's amazing to find out how many artists are behind the scenes, session artists and stuff like that. It's really good movie.
It is really good. Really quick, let me just put Johnny. I sent you an invite. I didn't know if you was able to come on or not, but I sent you an invite through Messenger and through Hangouts. But he never came on, so I guess he's
he's in there. He's in the chat right now. He's in there.
Yeah, I see him in there.
He's had enough of me already for one night, so
okay.
Well, isn't this like the late show? This is like the late show here.
Yeah, he might be getting ready for that. I don't want to.
No, there's no late show tonight.
Oh, there's not. Okay, okay.
This is it, Joe. You're hosting it right now.
You have to be Steve Anderson.
Johnny,
it's 42 degrees.
Steve Anderson in here. Get the Rummeister on.
Johnny B said was naked.
The best part about Steve Anderson is, and Johnny, me and Johnny joke about this. We'll be talking. Steve always brings it back to Van Halen. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So we'll be talking about something, and then it'll go off tangent to something else. Maybe me and Johnny, it always goes to food. So we'll be talking about something else. And Steve, I'll look at the bottom corner, and I'll see Steve sitting there with like a magazine, just waiting.
Yeah, he's like this.
Dead air, and he'll be like. And then, nobody will talk for like 2 seconds. And they're like, so this is the 1994.
So, yeah, I got this picture of Eddie here.
I love Steve.
I love Steve, man.
Steve's a good dude, man. Steve's a good dude.
That's the best.
I don't think he's in here. I haven't seen him.
No, Steve, he's traveling somewhere tonight.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Is he? Okay. Well, safe travels, Mr. Anderson, man, if you happen to listen. Safe travels, man.
Yeah, Steve's a good dude.
Yeah, he is.
Here, Joe, Johnny says, I'm naked, Joe. I'll be over in a little bit. Okay.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on now. Money.
Where is it?
I got to get one of those, man. Those are cool. Oh, man. Little sound effects box. That's awesome. J.J. Collins, how are you, sir? Thank you for joining.
Hey, J.J. Collins, what's up, bro?
Thank you so much. I think EJ's got that same little effects box, don't he? That what Jay's got there?
He's got some kind of processor that looks like a drum pad or something.
Oh, like yeah. He has the real deal, man.
He took it to
wow.
He's got all kinds of crap.
We're gonna be on for a while. I got time for another beer or what?
You got yes, sir. Please go help yourself.
Yeah.
Hey, Bruce, can you grab me one, man? Thanks, man.
I got it.
Joe, you help yourself to your own beer. Go.
Joe's got the fridge open, bro.
Go help yourself in your own house. Yeah, please. But what I want to ask Jay a question. I remember last Friday we were talking about R2 brought up the fact about that Wolfgang Japanese model, but we contacted Jay.
Oh,
and
yes.
It was known as seconds.
Yep.
Right.
Or no, it was stamped used.
Used. Oh, I thought it was.
Which is the interpretation for, I guess, for the EVH special would be second. Yeah. Jason's the one that brought this to my attention. Thank you, Jason. I mean, Jason's sending me, he sends me links to Reverb all the time, and man, oh my gosh, I go nuts.
Get him in trouble.
Yeah. My wife's like, that Jason guy is the bad news. But but Jason showed me this Wolfgang hardtail, black. It wasn't the same one you got, Jay.
Yeah.
It was like a stealth. This one's like a glossy black with the binding hardtail. But the neck, the guy in Reverb flipped it around and it actually showed a close up of the headstock that said used, stamped.
Yeah. And if you ask him to send a picture of the underneath of the headstock where the serial number is.
And it has a sticker on there, Jay. It's got a sticker with a different serial number on it.
Oh, that's right. It does. I remember I was like, what is going on here? I peeled it off when I got that one. And all the serial numbers, except for, I think, the first one, or it said WG, and then the rest of the numbers were all gouged out.
Yeah.
But when I bought it, the guy didn't tell me any of that stuff. He was telling it to me as just a used Wolfgang. And then when I mentioned it to him, he tried to give me the old shuck and jive or whatever the hell you want to call it. So I had to call eBay and be like, listen, this guy sold me something. And, the old bait and switch type of thing. So they were like, yeah, all right, we're going to reverse the charges and everything. So it ended up being okay. I got my money back. But still, it's like, you can't do that, man. You got to be honest about stuff.
Exactly. Yeah. And at least this guy on Reverb, he was being honest about it. Mm-hmm. I mean, he didn't say what that meant. He actually showed that this said that it was stamped used.
Yeah, I don't think he knew either.
Yeah.
When I saw that, I was like, it's a nice guitar, but
what was the price?
$6.99, Jason? Right?
Yeah, but it went down.
I think
I brought it back up.
Oh yeah, I think you sent it to me. I got like 5 messages and text messages. I'm assuming from people in the chat when this was going on. And I got a bunch of different. I was like, "What the hell?"
But there's another one, Jason, that I might be interested in getting. It's made in Japan, early 2000, for $8.99 with Floyd Rose.
That one.
That's
that
the
one.
Looking at now.
That's the one I'm gonna get.
Dude, I'm telling you right now. I would pay the extra. I mean, I think this is a little. Maybe
would you get that one?
A little too expensive. But I would rather spend the extra $300 or $200 to get this than a second.
Okay, there you go. That's what I was thinking. That's what I was trying to tell Jason Wade, that I'm like, I want to get the Floyd Rose one.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
J.J. Collins makes an interesting statement. He goes, "Used means factory second with no warranty."
Yes.
Okay, there you go.
That's what I say.
I mean, not that I'm expecting a warranty. That's okay. I just thought that there might be some kind of flaw in it. Some kind of defect.
You don't know. At least if you're buying something from, like, say, let's just say, I talked about this on the show earlier, but if you buy something from Sweetwater that's like a scratch and ding or whatever the hell they call them, at least you get the manufacturer's warranty on it.
Right.
That's a huge thing.
Yeah, that's a huge positive. Absolutely.
That upset Caleb the other night when we were watching, was it Wednesday night or Tuesday night? You guys went on live, Jay. Tuesday.
Yeah, well, Caleb and Jay have beautiful made in Japan Wolfgangs, man, I must say.
You know the silver one that he wanted? That R2 and all them.
Oh, the like a gunmetal gray kind of.
Oh yeah,
gunmetal gray silver one.
With the block inlays, right?
Yeah, they're popping up all over Reverb now since he got the Japan one like yours.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
Yeah, and I've been sending them to him through Facebook Messenger. He's like,
But why?
He
He's
just
got the made in
had to.
Japan one, man.
Yeah, but there was one on there actually for like $1,200, but it was a hardtail. It didn't have the tremolo, and he's totally against the hardtail.
Well, I can tell that Jay and Caleb both love their made in Japan stealths. I mean, specials.
Yeah.
Specials.
100%. But some people don't like
because
some
it's up to the quality of a USA made one. I mean,
but some people don't like the smaller frets. I mean, some people prefer that's why jumbo frets are the standard on the majority of production guitars, because people prefer those. But I kind of like the smaller frets.
But I think what makes a difference is the stainless steel, right? I mean, cause I'm a big fan of the jumbo frets. All my guitars pretty much have jumbo frets.
Mm-hmm.
But there's got to be something about vintage frets with stainless steel that got your attention, Caleb's attention, and Eddie's attention. I mean, because I'm sure Eddie must have felt something with that.
Yeah. But don't you think, I mean, my opinion is you're buying an EVH guitar, right? Because it's what Eddie uses. Now, regardless of whether it's a standard, a special, or a USA made, you would think maybe not the stainless frets because they are more expensive, but the size. Like, you'd think like, hey, I want to use the same size frets Eddie uses. Like, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just, I think they should be consistent.
Yeah, you want to play like them.
Yeah.
You know.
Did you put the hooks on there, Jay? You got the strap?
Not yet. I've been meaning to. I have Dave sent me the fender washers. So.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Hey, Jason, I see you still have a black Floyd Rose on that.
Yeah, I hadn't tackled that. I hadn't tackled that yet, man. I'm a little overwhelmed with that project.
I'm gonna help him out, Jay. I'm gonna help him out with installing that thing.
Actually, trying to break it first. No?
Yeah. GTV Mark is coming over. GTV Guitars TV. He's actually coming over tomorrow here to visit because he's visiting family in the area, and he lives in Alabama, but he's driving up here to visit them. And he's going to stop by here because I've got another 4x12 Marshall that I've had for a full stack, and he's been playing. He got the new PV 6505 mini head, and he's been using his Marshall DSL 40 combo as the cab for the mini head. And I told him, I was like, well, I've got this half stack upstairs where I hang out. I said the other 4x12s downstairs, and it doesn't have anything hooked to it. It's just sitting there collecting dust. If you want it, you can come get it.
Wow.
So he's driving all the way up, seeing as he's visiting to get that so he can plug his PV into it and not have to worry about ruining his combo. But he said something about maybe looking at tackling that, depending on how long of a job it would take or how long the time and everything. But I still got it.
It's actually not that crazy. If I'm gonna tell you something, I have no idea as far as like taking stuff apart and putting it back together, but it's not that, it's actually not that tough. But I mean, I get it if you want to just have somebody there that maybe knows,
right?
Because I actually asked Nesdal about it before I did it, so maybe it's not fair for me to say I knew what the hell I was doing.
Oh yeah, but I'm definitely going to get it on there. Matter of fact, we talked about this on EJ's show. We were talking about the differences between the special. Me and Bruce and EJ and Mitch Heyman, I believe, were talking about the differences between the tremolos on the standards, specials, and so on and so forth. The original Floyd Rose 1000 and the special, because Mitch was interested in getting a Wolfgang as well. So that'd be another one on the hook.
I think he's looking at a standard, actually.
Yeah, he is. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow. How's that Sammy's Beach Bar and Rum there, Jay? Is it good?
It's good. The only thing I'm bummed about is about a year ago, because it used to be they'd use the cane sugar or sugar cane sugar. What is it? Sugar cane?
Yeah.
I guess sugar cane, I would imagine.
Yeah, it was bottled in Hawaii and everything. And there's a shortage in Hawaii now on sugarcane.
Oh wow!
So now it's made in Puerto Rico. So now it's not island. It's not Hawaiian cane rum. It's Puerto Rican island rum now, and it does taste.
Oh, wow.
I'm not gonna lie. I kind of preferred the original with the sugar cane because it had a very unique taste. And some people were like, "Dude, how can you drink this?" I'm like, "Sammy Hagar, man, how can you not?"
Yeah, that's right. The Red Rocker. That's it, man.
So it's good.
Yeah,
a little bit of Coke in there, and it's
There you go.
good.
Yeah, that's good, man.
You guys haven't tried it?
Nice. I've never tried it. I've wanted to, but I just haven't done it yet. I haven't tried it yet.
Go on the website and see if any of the liquor stores in your area have it, and just go. Even if you just buy it and don't drink it and put it up on your mantle or something.
Oh yeah, that would be cool. I still got a.
No, if I buy it, I'm drinking it.
I'm gonna send one your way, Joe, for Christmas, man.
Oh my goodness, man! Don't do that, man. I still got the Cabo Wabo tequila bottle back there behind some of that stuff.
Oh,
it's
nice.
empty, but I still got the bottle. It was good. It was good stuff, man. It was good.
I was expecting to hear. I don't remember.
Yeah. I don't know who drank this shit, but it was going the next day.
I didn't. I had one drink with it because I'm not really a liquor drinker, but family members drank it, and it was. I had one drink with it. It was good, but I'm just not a big liquor drinker, you know.
Yeah.
But it was cool, man.
I got a question for the panel, actually.
And then it was like, oh my god.
What was that? What was that, Jason?
I was just gonna say I got a question for the panel as far as music goes.
Oh, go ahead.
Does anybody have any bands that they're like just really honed in on right now? I mean, new bands.
Van Halen.
I knew that was coming. I mean, you know, newer music, newer metal,
newer music,
rock music. Is anything?
We've talked about this already. We've talked about this.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, Greta Van Fleet. Yeah.
Okay, but honestly, I mean, if you guys listen to that, I mean, it's compared to the first album. What do you guys think? I'm not going to judge it because I haven't heard it. I'm going off of what you guys are saying. I mean,
I like the whole first album. This album, there's a couple songs I like.
There you go. See,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the first album was definitely better, but I don't know if it's because I haven't listened to the second one enough yet. So give me some time out.
Mm-hmm.
And this is all right. Say so bad either. This is actually a little bit better than I expected. The new Ace Frehley album.
Yeah, I need to check that out. I haven't checked that out yet. I'm a huge Ace Frehley fan. I need to get that.
Like owning the physical cassette. I'm still stuck back from when I had, or the physical CD. Like when I used to have cassettes, I like to open them and just be able to read it, touch, and smell it. And
yeah. Oh yeah.
Weird, but you're 100% right, man.
Yeah, I can't. It's just something nostalgia about it, man. It's it.
Yeah.
Well, you know, Ghost has got a new album out, and they're touring. They're going to be in Charlotte a couple weeks, I believe.
That's close to you, right?
Mm-hmm. About 20 minutes away.
Mm.
See, that's the thing. If you the Ghost is the band. If you close your eyes, they're a great band. When you open up your eyes and find out what they're all about, it scares people. I mean,
yeah. But I mean, you know, if you look at it as it's a gimmick, you know what I'm saying? It's
right.
What they use.
But there's a lot of people that look at that whole picture there and they just go, "I don't want anything to do with it." Because Jim Guidry and I were talking about that. That you listen to the song, you listen to the band, you go, "Wow, that's fresh, that's unique, that's awesome, that's cool." And then all of a sudden, let's say you look up the video on YouTube, and then you go, "Oh man, jeez, you know, should I even be listening to this?" But that, I mean,
right?
I gotta go to church in the morning, man.
Yeah.
But it's tough nowadays, man. It's I don't know about you guys. There's really nothing fresh out there for me. I mean, go ahead. I mean, I'm a big fan. Here we go. Led Zeppelin fan, and I used to be a big. I mean, I still am, but not as big as I used to be. But I need something fresh. I need something new.
Well, do you want?
I don't want to listen to. Hey, this guy sounds like this guy, or this band sounds like this band.
You know what
I respect all that. That's cool, but I want something that just hits me hard. And there's nothing out there right now.
I want a Tool to put out the new damn album that I thought they were supposed to put out.
Oh,
Perfect
hey,
circle.
since Jay's on here, Jay.
Why don't you guys check this out? It's the band is called Scale the Summit. And
oh my gosh, those guitars are phenomenal. Jesus.
The album is called The Collective, and it's instrumental, and it's really cool stuff. I mean, I dig it. I dig it a lot.
Hold that up again. That was pretty trippy.
Sorry.
Scale the Summit. Yeah, you listen to that band, guys. That's pretty interesting guitar playing there, man. Talented musicians.
Yeah, Chris Letchford is the guitar player, and I messaged him a few months ago about possibly coming on the show. I haven't heard back from him.
Oh. Hey, Jay, not to change the subject, man. I figured since you're on here, and I wanted to ask you, I'm a big All That Remains fan. I don't know if you were friends with Ollie. I'm really sorry.
You know what's funny about nothing's funny about it, but that's just my way of saying something. Brian Bosom, he was taking guitar lessons from Ollie.
Yeah, when I found that, I put it into the WhatsApp to R2, and I was like, yeah, doesn't Jay like this band? And
I was in talk. I was actually in. I don't know if you guys remember this. About I don't know how many months ago I mentioned that there was a band that I was in talks with about possibly mixing their new record, and that was one of my other friends actually ended up mixing it, Josh Wilbur, which is fine, whatever. But he was actually going to come on the show.
Wasn't he in the chat at one time with Johnny?
He was at Brian's house with him when Brian was watching the show.
Oh man!
And it's a shame because Brian was taking lessons from him, and I talked to Brian the day before.
I love Ollie, man. Great guitar player.
Over tomorrow to give me a lesson, whatever. And then I woke up in the morning and saw the news, and I talked to Brian. He's like, "Holy crap! Did I talk to him on Thursday?"
Oh,
on the phone. They talked on the phone, and they were talking about what they were going to cover in the lesson and everything like that. And then he finds out whatever the hell over the weekend. He's like, "Holy crap, man!"
Believe it or not, Jay, I was going to do a video of Ollie solo. And I recorded it, and then Ollie died, and I figured I don't want to put it out. I can't. So
maybe.
I put that away. I put that in the back burner because it was just really weird. Because I actually did the solo on it, and was gonna put the video out, and I held back because I didn't think it was up to the standard that I wanted, and it didn't sound as good as I wanted it to sound, and I was going to put it out, and I put it on the back burner, and then I heard that they were going to be putting out a new album, and I played it for these guys. I recorded it on WhatsApp. I heard the music, and I go, "This sounds awesome!" And then I heard the guy from XM Radio go, "That was All That Remains," and I'm like, "What? Oh my gosh, dude, my guys, All That Remains is coming back on." I'm trying to explain to these guys that, I love this band, I love this guitarist, and then I found out that he passed away, and then I just went, I'm not putting this out.
Yeah, because I don't know if you followed him on like Twitter or Facebook or whatever, and he would it wasn't anything goofy that he would post. It was always about guitars and like certain scales, and I'm like, this guy, he lived and breathed.
He lived and breathed. Yeah, man. Rest in peace, man. Anyways, I just started thinking about him when I saw you.
Yeah, because he was actually going to be on the show probably in a couple months. I'm thinking they were supposed to go to Europe, like next week or something.
Sorry, Joe.
And when they got back, because Brian, I never talked to Ollie personally, but Brian was kind of my, what would you call that?
Liaison.
Yeah, my liaison to Ollie.
There you go, Jason.
And when he was over there one night, Brian put the show on, and Brian was like, "Yo, would you ever go on with those guys?" Like, "Yeah, I'll go on with those guys. When do you want me to go on?" So I was like,
Yeah. Well,
it sucks, man.
For all those people, man, my condolences to them, man. I truly, really respected that band and that guitarist. Really, I really can't express it.
Yeah, because tell me, a good dude, you know, like he wouldn't just come over for guitar lessons and leave. Like he would come over, give him lessons, like eat over, hang out with Brian's kids. They said he was just a super nice guy. You know, it's a shame. It really is.
It's a shame.
Yeah.
Wow.
So.
Yeah, well, I believe Johnny said he's going to jump in here in just a second. We're going to.
I'm out of here.
I'm going to be. I'm going to be.
Jake's like, oh God.
I said that Johnny asked me how much longer I was going to be on. I said for about another 20, 30 minutes because I got to get ready to go to bed. Yeah. And so I said he's more than welcome to jump on, man. So he said he's going to try to jump on here for a few minutes.
That's cool.
So
I'll tell you another album that's pretty good. That one.
Thank you, Andrew.
Stinking
Thank
thing.
you.
What picture is that?
Yeah, it's too bright. It won't show you. The Pete Thorne 2, his new album.
Oh wow.
Oh,
he's some kind of talent too.
Yeah, I mean it's one of those. I downloaded it, put it on, and listened to it on the way to work, and just let it play through. Everything was just. It was good. It was good.
Yeah, he is amazing, man. He is phenomenal.
You know, what's funny is people like him kill me because they're incredible, and then they say stuff like, "Yeah, this is just I just really enjoy writing more than playing." I'm like, bullshit. You play like a don't tell me that. You've been playing like a beast forever.
Great guy, man. Pete Thorne's awesome.
No, he is.
Oh
good.
yeah,
he's good.
Oh man, I couldn't imagine sitting there jamming with him. That would be.
Well, you play with Chris Cornell. I mean,
yeah.
Chris Cornell passed away. He gave a really touching. He did a really.
He played guitar for Chris Cornell. Man, that's wow.
Yeah, that's something
the video
else.
He gave, I could feel the pain, man. I could see it. I could see it in his eyes, and I mean, it was.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
it's a lot of good people. A lot of good people we lost this year, man.
Oh yeah, indeed. Tom Petty, even. I mean.
Yeah.
Does anybody like the new Alice in Chains compared to?
That's a good question.
Hold on. When you say compare to you can't, that's the problem.
Yeah.
I feel like we all do it. We're all guilty of it. When a new album comes out from a band, and you instantly compare it to like Dirt, and it's like you can't compare it to one of the best albums ever.
Oh, yeah. No, Dirt is in a different category, man. That album is.
That's iconic. Yeah, that's legend. That's
that's another that guys that love heavy metal, like guys that love hard rock, guys that, like it's one of those transcending records where it's like, everybody loves that album.
It crosses all the genres easy.
Yep. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That was
Audio Slave. Fender Guru was talking about Audio Slave.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, Audio Slave was great.
Oh, they were phenomenal, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was good.
Awesome group. Awesome group.
That was another one of those super group type things where you have, members, pick members from different places. Hey, there's Johnny Bean.
Hello, Mr. Bean.
Hey, Johnny. What's going on, man?
Hello.
No.
Hello, you're live,
Johnny. If you're gonna be in here, you got to be on
live, sir.
You got to be on camera, Johnny.
Yeah, this isn't podcast style.
Well, what about if R2 if you just stand up, will that be okay? Does that count?
Nice.
All right, you guys ready? Here we go.
Well, what's going on?
There's that wah pedal.
Yeah.
Wow.
Everybody got their Joe Wentz shirt on.
Oh, there you go. Awesome.
Here's Johnny.
Nice. Don't make me go on my drawer and get my Johnny Bean shirt that has the face on
it. That's awesome, man. Johnny, how are you doing, my friend? How are you doing tonight?
I'm good, man.
Good.
Just fighting trolls.
Fighting trolls.
Oh
no, Johnny.
Yeah.
The battle that never ends.
There's no such thing.
We know who it is.
Yeah, there was a guy had to ban. Use the ban hammer.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
We won't say any names, Johnny. It's okay.
Yeah. Well, it's like 10 times out of 10. somebody will leave a comment on your video saying, "Hey, you suck," or "This is terrible." You go to their channel, no subscribers, no videos,
No
nothing.
content.
Nothing.
Yeah, we call that no content, Johnny.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so pages like that you can't take serious.
Right.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, there you go. That's
Fender Guru with the comment of the night. The not so famous T-shirt brigade.
That's another guy. Andrew, you got to get on here, Andrew. Andrew's from New Zealand. Andrew's Fender Guru, by the way. Sorry, Andrew, I'm using your real name.
Yeah, that's a habit, right?
Cool.
Yeah. Anyway,
Oh, look at that piece of crap, huh?
Oh yeah, that's good stuff.
Wow.
oh boy.
Yeah.
So besides fighting trolls, Johnny, what's new, man?
Hey, Sean's in the house. Sean Zimmerman.
Hey Sean. No, I had some dinner, had some nachos, and I've been watching you guys for like an hour.
Wait, was nachos your dinner?
Yeah.
Oh wow, man. What was on them?
Oh, it was just some pinto beans, some Taco Bell fire sauce.
Yeah, fire sauce.
Okay, there you go. I mean, all right.
I love fire sauce.
And whose were they? Not Joe's.
Mine, not Joe's.
It's not Joe Cheese.
That's not Joe Cheese.
See, Johnny comes on and it instantly goes to food.
Goes to food.
Look, I have no problem with that. We can talk food all you
Yeah,
want.
there we go. All right. Well, here I'll be like the Rummeister. Did you guys see this new magazine here with Eddie Van Halen?
Oh my goodness gracious!
Speaking of Rummeister, Johnny, have you heard from the Rummeister? Everything's.
Oh, someone's internet is taking a poop.
Yeah, we're getting
Someone's downloading too many videos from Brazzers right now.
Oh.
Oh my god!
Oh my god!
I mean, is that a new guitar pick? Is that the new ones? Are they new, or are they just your old ones? Well, what's up with that?
No, that pick that you're looking at, I guess. Yeah, the purple one. That's a Dunlop. I had some Dunlop picks made.
I don't see
And,
over there.
Yeah, the ones you're looking at. Yeah, if you look on Bruce's wall there, there's a note that I sent to Bruce and a couple of my guitar picks right there. Yeah, those are from a company called In Tune that I'm sponsored by, that I endorse.
Did you start the note out with "Hey Bruce"?
It starts out with to whom this may concern, and then Bruce.
I want you to come to see my chickens. No.
They need to be choked.
Oh,
Great.
well, yeah, you can choke the rooster. That's fine. That guy deserves it.
I don't know if I want to try, man. He kicked your ass. I ain't messing with him. I don't.
Oh yeah, he's beat me up twice.
Yeah, I ain't going. I ain't messing with him. Give me a go. I want to put a shock collar on him.
Yeah, but those purple picks, though, those are Dunlops that I had made, probably 2007, whenever that was.
Oh wow! So yeah, they're old. Okay.
Yeah. I still have a few of them left.
Hey Johnny, how do you feel you're coming along with your music theory and stuff? I mean, is it just pieces of the puzzle starting to fall in place and everything like you were talking about before, or even more, or what?
Here and there, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, some of it is making sense. Some of it I'm still not quite sure, what this really means. But it's not. It's fun. I'm having a lot of fun with it.
What structure plan are you trying to follow? I mean, do you have a course or anything like that that you're actually going by?
Yeah. Yeah. It's what is it? What am I working on? I'm working on intervals.
Mm-hmm.
You know, intervals. You know, thirds, fifths, sevenths. What do you call it?
I don't know because I don't know any music.
Where you mix them around, inverted intervals. That's what I'm trying to wrap my head around right now. That's yeah.
So like inverted fifth, right?
Yeah, all that stuff. And none of it is. It's not like I'm using the guitar to learn the stuff. It's all mainly on paper and on the piano.
Mm-hmm. Now you're also learning how to read music, right? The notations and such.
Yeah.
Got you.
Sorry,
Jay's like,
he's like, no, don't talk about that. Don't talk about that. Talk faster.
Wow.
Yeah.
By chance, have you found a program that you can have more than one person playing guitar at the same time and it not sound like it's underwater yet?
On here?
Yeah, on YouTube or something of that format.
Not on Google Hangouts.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I have a feeling Google Hangouts is going to be going away. Because Google Plus, they're ending Google Plus.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, within this next coming year, they're going to get rid of it.
So what are they going to do? They're not going to be able to use Hangouts no more, and this is going to be over with?
I don't know. I don't know for sure. I don't know.
I think Google Plus might take a bye-bye, but I think they're still going to Hangouts is still going to be around. They're not going to get rid of this, man. It's too popular and too big.
Too popular, yeah.
I mean, Joe uses it for crying out loud. How can you get rid of it?
Well, the thing is they actually have something called is it where's my notebook?
The notes that you all I had notes for tonight, man. Crap.
Yeah. Actually, I do take notes.
He's gonna try to use his late night notes on this show.
Here's the notes I had for
I gotta use these things today. Let's see.
What do they call it? No, I wrote this stuff down. What is it? Is it G Suite? G Suite? Which would it be? SUITE.
Either way,
That would be sweet. You'd say
Sweet, yeah.
Sweet.
Okay.
I would say.
Okay. Well, Google has a program where you have to pay for it, and it's called Google Suite, Google Suite, or Google Duo is another one. And it's conferencing. It's basically like what we're doing here, but I think better quality, and they have different packages.
When is this coming?
Oh, it's been around. It's been around for a long time.
Oh,
is there a package where if you pay for what is it, YouTube Red or something, you get like a thing? Is that part of it or no?
I don't know.
So.
I've got YouTube Red. I've got that, but
yeah, YouTube Red
for Cobra Kai, right?
No, actually, I've had it for a couple.
Yeah,
that was awesome.
Karate Kid.
Cobra Kai.
Oh, I love Cobra Kai, but I've actually had YouTube Red for a couple of years now. I've had it for a while because I just got tired of seeing commercials or ads or whatever. I got tired of seeing that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Cobra Kai's kick ass, man.
Cobra Kai was awesome. But speaking of ads, I'm almost tempted to join too, but just for principality purposes, I can't. My daughter loves Peppa Pig right now.
Oh, okay.
But the official Peppa Pig Facebook YouTube page, there's literally there'll be an hour and 20 minutes of Peppa Pig videos in one video.
Yeah, I've watch that.
Every 4 minutes is an ad. And it's like, come on, really? Every 4 minutes? Come on.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, man.
So
it's ridiculous.
Peppa.
Yeah. Peppa Pig.
Ellie's gonna be talking with a pretty soon. That's all she wants to watch.
Hello, my name's Peppa.
Yeah.
I was like, damn. Yeah,
Hello,
my little
puppy.
granddaughter loves that. She loves that. She loves that. She'll watch that.
Peppa Pig.
We bought her the little toys, the little tiny figures of them.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's Peppa Pig, Mommy Pig, Daddy Pig, and the little brother is George, right?
George.
Yeah.
So, hello.
Ellie.
George.
George.
George. It's not George, it's George.
You know?
Yeah, my kids used to love watching that, man.
Oh yeah.
It's funny, man.
Yeah, this is Joe Wentz Peppa Pig show. That's awesome.
Oh Lord, that's funny.
Scotty G says that's your next video, George. George. Joe.
Well, let me show you real quick how much you love Peppa Pig. Ready? Watch this. Watch this. Crap! That's the wrong button. I got to turn my volume up. So
hey, man, that's your anniversary.
A little tiny Peppa Pig set. We were gonna wait till the next day to give them to her, but she spotted the box on the counter on her birthday. Right? Watch this. Watch how pumped she gets. Crap.
Nice.
She's ready, boy. She is ready.
Give me that. Give me that.
It's like, I got a wolf gang.
Yeah, that's how we feel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny, but we do the same thing with yes, my guitar's yes.
Yes.
So you
Unboxing.
Yeah.
That's awesome, Jay.
For me, it's like, here comes that damn UPS truck. It's like, oh shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like, everybody take cover. Man.
Oh, you got to see the Jay and Jason and Bruce know what I'm talking about. EJ WhatsApped us when he received his Wolfgang special today from the UPS at work.
Yeah.
So he made a little video of him receiving the actual box. It's hilarious. I think he should post that thing. Scotty, tell EJ to post that thing, man.
Yeah, it's, absolutely.
But you should see him. He's doing this little dance, like he's all happy seeing the UPS guy.
Wait a minute. I got that. I can post that video on my. No. His unboxing. He's at work. You know, he's a mechanic. He's at work changing out transmissions. UPS guy comes to work and brings him a guitar. It's like, wait.
Yeah. Ali says the video. He did post it on there.
Yeah, he says it's there.
The video's like, oh really? How come, okay, what's going on today? Am I the only guy? I'm not getting my buddy's notifications here, man. That's not cool.
Wait, what?
No,
cool.
notifications have been weird the past few days.
Yeah, I have to search for it, man. That's not right.
What, did he put
Hey,
up the
Fender
video?
Guru, what time is it in New Zealand, man? Andrew, what time is it in New Zealand? That's what I want to know.
He's probably at work. No.
He's watching us, man. He's laughing with us here.
I know. He's having a good time.
He's in the chat, man. Go watch Andrew. Hey, where's Joe?
I'm right here.
Joe, you in there?
Yes, I'm right here.
I know it's your channel, man. It's your channel, but Andrew Fender Guru is a cool guy, man. Promote his channel. Subscribe to him.
Oh, dude, that doesn't bother me. I don't care, man.
Oh, hey, man. I'm just, you know.
Hey, R2, tell them to subscribe to me and stand up.
Hold on a second. I got to check something here. Oh.
Subscribe to my belly.
Prior to Joe Wentz, he will do 5 jumping jacks right now.
5 jumping jacks. Okay.
Johnny, I'm glad you're on. I'm showing your T-shirt. Joe, I was going to wear your shirt. You know I bought that shirt custom made. I told my wife to wash it. I haven't seen it since, man. So I don't know what the hell's going on.
She's either wearing it or she threw it out.
But this one smells fresh, man. Oh yeah, it smells good.
Woolite. Awesome. Oh man.
But I'm glad Johnny's on, man. But hey, man, we're all friends here. We're all cool. We're in the same family.
Oh yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Scotty G says he's wearing your shirt right now, man. His custom-made Joe Wentz Project TV shirt.
Oh, thank you, Scotty. That's awesome. Thank you, man. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Yeah,
very
Jay,
kind of you.
We're going to talk Jay into getting one of these chairs, Joe.
Yeah, these chairs are nice, man.
Yeah,
what do you have, Jay? Jay's got a
Costco.
Costco.
Here. This is key, though, gentlemen.
I thought he was going to say like a Bob Rock's signature special.
Yeah.
Arms do this.
Yeah.
I know. Yours seem like they're loose, like they're like mine won't fall back down. You can flip my chair upside down once the arms are up or down, and they won't move.
Joe, what kind of chair you have, man? You look like you got the Inspector Gadget.
Same one Jason has. Same one Jason has. Same chair Jason's got, man. Came out of Sammy Hagar's Ferrari.
Yeah.
Nice. Thank you, Sambo.
The Sammy Hagar signature.
Larry Rocker's got the same chair. It's just in blue.
There you go.
Larry Riker's still. Hey, Larry, man, thanks for hanging in there, brother. Cool, man.
Thank you, Mr. Riker. Thank you, everybody, for being in here, man. It's been very nice seeing everybody. Thank you so much.
I agree.
Yeah, well, you guys, Joe, I asked you when you're going to crash, right? Because I was going to jump in for the after show, man.
Yeah.
For the off-air talk. That's why I'm here.
Oh, okay.
That's when he turns the camera on. Woo!
Yeah.
You guys want to see what I'm not wearing?
Man. Oh. Oh.
Hell!
Hey-o!
Dun, 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 dun.
That's exactly what I was thinking, Joe.
Thank you, Fender Guru, man. Thank you so much. You're very kind, sir. Thank
What
you,
time
man.
is it, Fender? Come on, man.
7:30. He said it was 7:30 p.m. there.
Damn.
Oh,
Yes.
really?
Yep. That's
Oh,
what
I
he
didn't
said.
see that. Sorry, Andrew.
No, that's okay, man. It's okay.
What a piece
It's,
of crap.
Sorry, Jay.
I'm
Yeah,
updating my phone, but now it's coming to the chair.
that was perfect timing, man. That was perfect timing. R2 says, he says, sorry, Andrew. Jay, what a piece of crap. I was like, damn.
Sorry, Jay. Jeez.
Take it easy, man.
For Christ's sake.
That's funny. Oh, man. Yeah, there it is. That's awesome, man.
But I know Scotty G programmed EJ's sound machine.
Yeah.
It's got one of those professional, drum machines, sound machines where when you press the button, you can make beats, and it's got different sound effects. Right. Oh man, that blows that little box away.
Fender Guru, every Friday night is when hopefully we're going to do this every Friday. We'll start about 11 o'clock every Friday night. Usually after Johnny wraps up, we're going to try to jump on for a couple hours or something.
Oh, Steve Anderson's not going to be happy about that.
At the southern tip of Vancouver? It's all right, Mr. Anderson.
You'll be seeing the southern tip at his fist.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Better than the southern tip of his.
Yeah, you don't want to see that.
Yeah, by the time we wrap up, Johnny will probably be starting his late show. So that's what I figured.
Well, actually, Nesdal told us not to do that show anymore.
He wants to
what?
on it.
Yeah.
Do what? Do what now?
Yeah. Nesdal told Jay and I he doesn't want us doing that anymore. So.
You guys getting punished or what?
We haven't told Steve yet.
Oh Lord.
Oh,
First thing I responded to Dave with, I'm like, Steve is gonna. I can't say what I said to those guys. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. We're just trying to just figure out, you know, different things to do. You know, different shows at different times.
Mhm.
You know.
I will
Yeah.
say this, Johnny. I've noticed in the past couple of weeks, the view count of people that are viewing has steadily gone up, and that's awesome. I mean, you know, from the 40s to the 50s to the 70s.
well, I think what Johnny is doing is he's staying away around like circles and anything that's round.
What?
So,
Help.
so,
Stepping that.
so he's good. He's good. Everything's all cool in the game.
Mhm.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, I think that's good. I think it's a good thing.
Yeah, it is. Absolutely.
I mean,
It
should
is.
we have 2 shows in one day, or should we move the Friday show to a Saturday? Or I gotta, you know,
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think the late show, one of the perks of that, I'm not able to catch it. Just my personal opinion, just outsider, non-biased type thing.
What's that? You not able to catch the late show?
Sometimes, unless I stay up really
okay.
late, like 2, 3 in the morning or 1 or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's a must, man. You gotta stay up for the late show, man.
I try to pop in as much as I can, but you catch the people like Fender Guru and other people like that as far as that goes, in the third shifters that come in,
Yeah.
you know, and that's their show per se. Or, you know, it seems like you get a lot of different names in the late night show. Seems like.
Yeah. True.
Well, it depends on the time of day too,
Mhm.
because a lot of times when I do those vlogs, you know, from my car at like,
Mhm.
you know, 3 in the afternoon, 2 in the afternoon, I get all different people in there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
You know. So I think doing the late show on Fridays, I mean, we have a great time doing it.
Yeah. It's fun as hell.
It's a lot of fun. Steve is great. You know, so it's not like we're gonna stop doing it, but
Maybe move it to Saturday or something.
maybe it'll be on a different day. Maybe I don't know.
Well, it's like when you guys did that one time on a Sunday, right? Didn't you guys go on for like 4 hours?
That was with Rob. Yeah.
Oh, that was
Rob,
yeah.
but Steve was on there too, right?
Yeah.
Well, 4 hours. We had to kill time. Yeah. So, yeah. everybody came on eventually.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, whatever you do, good luck in your ventures. And you definitely
man.
have. I know everybody here and in the chat will support you by all means.
Oh, definitely.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, yeah. Thank all you guys so much. You know, like the super chats and all that. All that stuff is going towards
Oh yeah, man.
building the channel and making everything.
Going towards In-N-Out Burger,
Oh,
and
you guys earned it, man. You definitely earned it. You provide the entertainment that we love.
Well, there it is, Johnny. Right there. You just said it right there. You're thanking us. We're thanking you. Thanking Jay. Everybody, you're making everything positive and cool, and everybody in the guitar community wants to just have fun and jump on. That's why people come back, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's
You know?
right.
So everyone's
right.
coming back, and you're on the Joe Wentz Project TV. That's another channel that's just bam. I mean, honestly,
Thank
no,
you.
I'm being honest. Joe is a great musician. I love the way he plays and he goes live, and that's what people want to see. And Johnny, you're great too, man. Everybody wants to see your show.
Johnny's all
It
right.
goes all full circle. Oh, I'm sorry, circle. I didn't mean to say that. But yeah, no, seriously, everything is. Man, you guys rock. Everybody
man.
in this community, everybody in this chat.
Thank you, man.
Yeah.
That's really kind.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, man.
But I mean, it's the truth, man. Right? I mean,
Yeah, we have fun,
every
man.
channel has got its own little unique little thing we go back to, and I mean,
Yeah.
Well, crap. I mean, not that I'm anything, special, but I mean, when I saw you guys on tonight, I was like, yeah, I got to go upstairs and get on with these guys. So,
I'm glad you did, man.
Oh,
I'm
thank
glad
you, man.
did. Yeah, man. Yeah, it was a lot of fun, man. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I really do.
Yep.
Absolutely, man.
Definitely.
So are we good?
I would say so. I would say so. Yeah, I would say we're good.
Yes. And on
All
a
right.
good note there.
Yes, absolutely. Thank y'all, everybody in the chat who's been here. A big special thanks to Jay Hannon and Johnny Bean and Jim Guidry, man. Jim Guidry, his phone died. Thank you, Jim, for being here on the
Jim.
panel.
That's
And
right.
to my other guests, Mr. Bruce, Jason Wade, and R2R3 Lockingnut as well. Thank y'all for being here so much. Is there anything you need to promote, Johnny? Anything you need to speak of before we get off here? Anybody, for that matter? I guess not.
Johnny,
I think we said it all, man. I think we said it all.
Looking through your notes.
All right, everybody. Thanks for being here, y'all. Everybody get some rest. We'll see you in the next video. Until then, this is Joe for the Joe Wentz Project TV.
Take care, guys.
Be safe. Be kind to each other. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.